adding it to that.
I'm going live unlisted.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are live.
Oh, we are. There it is. Okay.
We're live.
We are live. We are live.
We are alive.
We're unlisted.
Tell me when you want to go.
Correct.
We
Okay.
live.
So once you're good on your end, Tim, if you can get this going, so that way we can actually see it.
Oh my gosh.
Tim is a beast. I just want to say that. Let the world know. Tim Stark's a beast.
Yo, everyone immerses beast by requirement.
That is true.
Tim's related to Tony, for those that didn't know.
Tim is related to Tony.
Yeah. They're distant relatives. Cousins.
Tony the Tiger.
Tony Stark.
Tony Stark.
Oh.
He's related to a fictional character.
Is it on YouTube?
It is, well, CNET is reacting. MetaConnect live stream.
Josh, can you just go? I can't.
Yes. Let me send it to Jacob.
Okay, okay.
You got it?
It's definitely starting.
Maybe let's turn the volume down just a tad.
I can't hear it at all.
Hey, Ryan, can you turn the volume down just a tad on this TV?
Which TV? The 85 inch right here.
Make sure you press the right button.
Down. No, it's behind it. It's behind it. Oh my gosh. He's a community manager, right? He's not trained for this. Oh. Oh. Oh, interesting.
Hey, they just showed the music.
Kind of look like spatial right here.
Yeah, kind of. No. Oh, I can't hear him. What is he saying?
Yeah, let's go live.
What is he saying?
Are you guys on CNET?
TV is updating.
You ready?
The TV's updating.
We go public in 3, 2, 1.
We public.
All right, we're live. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Immersed channel. My name is Josh. We're joined here with our founder, Renji Bajoy. We got Vic, and we got Caleb joining us as well. We're really excited. Obviously, MetaConnect is happening right now. It has already started. I think I already heard Mark introduce himself. So we're going to jump right into it. We're going to be reacting to MetaConnect 2022 and all the awesome information that's coming out. So here we go. All right.
Does that matter?
The TV is updating. All right, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. You guys might see the stream in the YouTube. We're getting that set up right now.
I see it in VR right now.
Maybe can you like
Guys, y'all need to be wearing a headset.
can you send us the link, Caleb, or something?
Caleb is out here in VR right now.
Here, I'll send you what I got going.
I have it. I'm gonna nested AirPods in my over ear.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Except for I can't hear it. That's the thing. 'Cause I'm listening to y'all, not to this.
Oh, jeez. All right, I'm actually gonna play it from my laptop just
Same.
a little bit.
Same.
By the way, Tim, are you hearing that through the mics? This is pretty loud. Okay.
I can barely hear
The
it.
TV's updating, so it is restarting. It looks like.
Oh, I'm watching us live. This is like a infinite loop. Sick.
This Meta office looks awesome. Is this This is in where's it? Palo Alto? Where's it? Where's the Meta office?
Menlo Park.
Oh, Menlo Park.
The office is like Disneyland. Free food everywhere.
Oh, you've been there. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Have you walked?
Boz is coming up.
There we go.
Here's the link for you.
Ooh, oh, it got the. They still got the pixelation on it.
Can y'all hear it well?
The TV's still updating. Oh, you were saying that the reaction is late.
Is that Boz or Joe B? I can't tell.
Is it, right. But did you? Is it delayed at all? Is it delayed at all?
Yes, but you're also delayed. Therefore, if you're reacting to the stream, it's going to be your
Right.
reaction is like 30 seconds.
Is there a way to? Can you just plug your computer into that, and then we'll be able to just watch it that way?
Some of the best apps on Quest 2 today started in our app lab.
Smash drums. By the way,
on this, we believe that over time, social experiences would become the main way that people would use VR. And that's coming true. Today, the top apps in the Quest Store are social metaverse apps. And this is pretty much the same thing that we've seen with every other computing platform. A lot of the most compelling use cases for new technology come when you build things that help people connect. And that's the whole reason why we're in this space.
Yeah, this has been the story of every computing platform we've seen so far. Whether that's email on desktop, instant messaging on laptops, or video calls on the phone. Every technology platform has brought great value to my life. But what I value most is the ways they keep me more connected with the people I care the most about.
And I think this will be especially true for VR and eventually AR because they deliver a deep feeling of presence, right? It's that sensation that you're actually with another person or in another place. And that's what's so powerful about this platform compared to everything else that's come before. Every other computing platform is built around apps. And now we have the chance to change that. For the first time, we can build technology centered around people and how we actually experience the world. That's because the metaverse is first person, right? You feel like you're in it, right? You should be able to teleport anywhere with the people you want to engage with and bring all your stuff with you. It should be less siloed than a traditional app model and fundamentally more about feeling present with other people.
We gotta have Vishal here to talk more about that.
All right, hey Vishal, why don't you guys take it from here?
All right, sounds good. Thanks.
See you, Mark.
Just joined when the previous guy got.
Hey, Vishal.
really?
Yeah,
Hey, boss. Yeah, this social shift has been one of the biggest changes we've seen over the last couple of years.
Wow.
When Quest 2 first launched, the vast majority of time spent in VR was spent alone. Today, the majority of time spent is in multiplayer apps.
And the most popular apps on Quest are social. I mean, that's
Bear
a
with us,
huge
guys. We're
deal.
getting some,
Apps like
technical
VR Chat have established these
but-
new places for people to spend
Still
time
watching the
together in
stream,
virtual
so-
reality, and they're thriving.
That's right. And people are doing all sorts of things together. They're playing games, they're hanging out, they're learning new hobbies, they're showing up as avatars who represent who they are and maybe who they want to be. And there's so many new things you can do once you get beyond the limitations of the physical space that we live in. This social shift is happening everywhere.
YouTube VR is a great example. It's one of the most popular apps on the Meta Quest 2, and the YouTube team is working to make the experience even more social. So in the future, when you're together with friends in Horizon Home, you'll be able to watch and share YouTube videos just like you might do together in the physical world. Watch videos together, share content from your favorite creators, or experience something completely new, like a underwater manta ray adventure off a private island in Southeast Asia. And when you look at where the internet is going, there's this big move towards creation and shared experiences. And we're seeing the same impulse to build and explore together in VR.
Absolutely. Some of the best experiences in Horizon Worlds right now are hanging out with your friends in Nope's Haywood Ranch or recording a podcast on Rooftop 42. There are worlds to celebrate the Lunar New Year, to make music together, worlds to roast marshmallows in, or just to get a party started. We're seeing all sorts of people build worlds like these, from first-time creators to world-class entertainers. And today, we're announcing a multi-year collaboration to bring NBC Universal's iconic content to life through experiences in the metaverse. Starting next year, Meta and NBCU will co-create experiences around The Office, Universal Monsters, DreamWorks, Blumhouse, Halloween Horror Nights, and so much more. Fans will be able to engage in these experiences in Horizon Worlds, at Universal Studios theme parks, and customize their avatars. Last but not least, the Peacock app is coming to Quest.
There are so many worlds out there to see, more than we could ever show at an event like this. But what's more important is what's in those worlds, and the feeling you get when you're with other people. That's why we're so excited about building out Horizon Worlds as a next-generation social platform where the connection happens in real time.
It always comes back to wanting to feel connected. And if we really want the metaverse to feel social, we need to open these worlds and experiences to everyone. They can't be limited to VR.
Yeah, the metaverse should be accessible across all kinds of screens and devices. And you should be able to jump in and join your friends from anywhere.
That's why we're developing Horizon Worlds on the web, so that you can access it from a computer or any mobile device. If you're watching a comedy show, for example, you can send the link to your friends and they can join without a headset, no matter where they are. It's just more fun when the gang's all together.
Are you able to
Making these virtual worlds
delay
accessible
the,
through any device
stream by,
takes
like,
their ability
a
to
millisecond?
connect people to
Can you
another level.
delay the stream
This is
by
going to be
a
the
millisecond
first way
just
a
to
lot of
check
people
audio?
around the world experience a virtual
There's no way of
world.
doing that.
For sure. And while the web doesn't give the full VR experience,
meaning-
it opens it to an entirely new population of developers, creators, and people.
Absolutely.
On
We want everyone to be able to have the most immersive experience. But it's going to be a while before there are enough headsets out there. So this will be a huge step for helping people experience it for themselves.
Especially when we think about creators. For people and businesses building virtual worlds, this means your potential audience will become so much bigger. Right now, there's a growing metaverse economy that only VR users can access.
Metaverse economy.
That's about to change.
And when you see something amazing in a virtual world, you'll also be able to capture and share it, just like you would if you were in the physical world.
Yeah, this is actually a place where Meta's apps are going to play a huge role. We have these deep ecosystems for creators to connect with audiences and share their work. And virtual worlds will become just another place where great content can be made.
Is Boss even looking at him?
We're now testing a way for you to take a video in Horizon Worlds and easily share it straight to Instagram as a reel. This will be one of the very early connections between Meta's apps and Horizon Worlds, and there'll be a lot more to come. We're also connecting some of the best creators on Instagram with some great builders in Horizon Worlds to see what kinds of things they can make together. So keep your eyes on the feed for that.
So the ways people can experience these virtual spaces are evolving fast. But the tools you need to actually build them also matter. And so we've got some great news for creators here too.
This is another big expansion in what's possible. It used to be that you had to build everything in headset. And now we're seeing some incredible worlds being built by everyday users outside of VR in Creda, a game and world building platform available on Facebook.
Creda.
We're expanding the creative
Did they-
toolkit
did they
beyond
acquire
VR
Creda?
too.
Huh?
You'll be able
Do
to
you know
use
if they
TypeScript,
acquired
a
Creda?
powerful scripting language, to make more
Do you know if they
dynamic and
acquired
interactive
Creda?
worlds.
I have no idea.
And we're making it so you'll be able to import tri-mesh items into Horizon Worlds and build parts of your world using 3D content creation tools like Maya, Blender, and Adobe Substance 3D.
These are high-quality tools that professionals use to build in 3D. And one of the main benefits of supporting them is the graphics quality they produce. Now, it will take a while to integrate all of these tools, but the result will be things looking a whole lot better.
This is one of the most important pieces. We started with simple graphics, and we're doing a ton of work to meaningfully improve how Horizon will look and feel over the next year. The metaverse needs to feel inspiring.
There's some really awesome stuff coming here. We're working with Epic Games to bring Creative Commons licensed content from the Sketchfab library to Horizon Worlds. Our ultimate goal is for the metaverse to feel just like any other social experience, big or small. So the virtual spaces you build and share don't always need to be huge worlds that are open to everyone. And one thing we're thinking about a lot is your home in the metaverse.
Right. There are public spaces for everyone, but it's just as important to think about the personal spaces that are yours. Your home in the metaverse should be accessible no matter what device you're using. And it should be a social space where you can invite your friends no matter what devices they're using. And you should feel the same level of comfort and ownership as you do in your home in the physical world.
That's right, and this means that nobody should enter without your permission. You're in control of who stays and leaves, and what's said in these spaces is personal. But you can also share them if you want. Here's what this personal space looks like right now. So ideally, it's like the physical world. Your personal space is where you should feel most like you.
This is all great stuff. Thanks, Vishal. And I can't wait to see what's next. The social platform of VR is still taking shape.
All right, you
At
guys,
the other end of the
the
spectrum, you
TV
have
is
probably
now
the
synced
most
up,
established
so we're
part of the
good to
ecosystem,
watch that.
Gaming. So let's talk more about all the incredible things happening in that space. Here's Melissa Brown, our head of developer relations. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, Boz. And hi to everyone joining us for Connect. This part of the VR ecosystem is truly thriving. It feels like every week developers ship another amazing game for Quest 2. Titles like Little Cities, Golf Plus, or Red Matter 2, which look beautiful and are so much fun to play.
If you want an example of just how fast this platform is growing, take a look at The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners from Skydance Interactive. It's now surpassed $50 million in revenue.
The game is awesome.
On Quest alone, nearly double its revenue
Me and
from
Tim
all
played
other
it.
platforms.
Or look at Zenith
At
the
night.
Last City from Ramen
Walking Dead.
VR. It took only 24 hours for it to make its first million in revenue on the Quest store. And Resident Evil 4 from Capcom and Armature Studios made $2 million its first day.
That's the Melissa we used
Blade
to work
and
with.
Sorcery
Oh, really?
Nomad
Wow.
from Warp Frog made
That's awesome.
its first million
out,
in just
Melissa.
2 days.
Way to go, Melissa.
A number of other devs have also done so in as little as 3 days.
This kind of velocity is why I'm so optimistic about the future for VR developers. To date, $1.5 billion has been spent on games and apps in the Quest store. And it's hard to believe when you see what's already dropped this year, but there's so many more still to come. And today we're going to share a few of them with you. What are you most excited about, Melissa?
How about we start with a trailer from the latest team to join Oculus Studios.
Iron
snap.
Man,
That'd be sick.
Your past has caught up with you.
camouflage. Look like Iron
Oh,
Man.
it is. Let's go. That's Vic's favorite superhero.
You can't change the past.
I want to change the world.
Ooh, there goes the audio.
Oh, Tim, the audio went out for the stream for us.
Okay, we can't hear anything.
Yeah.
Vic, you love Iron Man
Oh, it's
Oh,
back,
there we
it's
go. We're
back.
back.
Iron Man.
Pretty cool, man.
Why? More than Batman?
Marvel's Iron Man VR has been one of those
know about
dream
that,
projects for us. We've been fans since it launched, and we could not be more excited for the talented teams at Camouflage and Endeavor One to bring the game to MetaQuest 2 this November, along with our partners at Sony Interactive Entertainment and Marvel Entertainment. Next is the multiplayer phenomenon, Population 1, which is evolving in a big way this December, with the debut of Population
Tim, you
1
might need a-
Sandbox, a robust,
Tim.
user-generated map creator. You can take the action anywhere, limited only by your imagination.
You might need
A
to do
moon
that
base,
pause thing one more
a
time.
Viking village, or a fight with swords in Zero-G. If you're not a creator, no worries. You can discover and play through new or featured community maps with your friends. The team at Big
Just a second.
Box VR is excited to
The
bring endless
video's ahead of the audio right
replayability
now.
to Population 1.
Oh, it is.
That looks awesome.
Oh, you're right. It is.
I'm pumped for the next title, though.
Yes, calling all crewmates. You know you've been waiting for an
might have to
Among
do it
Us
with that.
VR release date ever since it was announced at the Game Awards. Well, wait no longer. Inner Sloth, Robot Teddy, and Shell
Josh, is
Games
this
will
being live
release
streamed
Among
to
Us
YouTube?
VR
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
ages 13 plus on MetaQuest
You mean
2 on
Immersed.
November 10th.
Immersed YouTube.
And
Look at the announcements channel
pre-orders
on Discord.
open today. Soon you'll be betraying friends from a first-person perspective.
You want to do it one more time, Tim? If you pause the video one more time, Tim, it actually will sync it better for us.
Oh, I don't think you can hear it.
Yeah, it should be good.
Nice. Among Us VR.
This next title is also fun, but in a more terrifying
Now
way.
audio's behind.
It's
I
time
mean, the
to
video's
check the
behind.
itinerary for our upcoming trip
No,
to
the
New
other.
Orleans.
The other
we
way.
promised folks the next installment in the Walking
the
Dead
audio.
Saints and
Audio
Sinners
now.
series would be out later this year.
The audio.
Let's
Audio.
take a look at Skydance
pause
Interactive's
the audio.
Chapter
Audio's
2,
behind.
Retribution.
Well, look at you, Torres.
Oh, this is fun.
The living.
Is it just like the
More
sequel to this?
desperate.
Oh, it looks very similar to last time.
It does.
Guess you ain't the only one who thrives on
I guess it is a
creating
sequel.
havoc.
This game is really intense.
Yeah.
I was really bad at the first one.
Gonna take
you try it?
nothing short
Yeah,
of
that
a
was bad.
miracle to
Didn't make it very
survive
far.
what's coming.
It like actually evokes screams.
What's this called again?
Is Walking Dead? Is it Saints and Sinners? Probably Saints and Sinners too.
Wherever the
No,
Torres
Retribution.
goes,
Retribution.
death ain't far behind.
Shaft too. This guy's voice. Yeah, thing fall back.
Tim liked that
It's
one.
2 years in the making.
Tim was good at it.
And new
Tim was
faces, places, weapons, gear, and loot await you as you head
There.
towards a final showdown that will decide the fate of New Orleans.
Yeah, pause real quick.
All right, and we have one more to show, right?
Right. Our friends at Skydance have also been working on something new. Here is your first sneak peek.
Play. There you go.
Hey.
Yeah, you can just leave it for now.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Behemoth.
I know.
This is only possible
the other thing
because
is,
of the
can you
developers on this
pull the
journey with
volume
us.
down of the
It's a
stream
testament
in
to the
our
things
ears a
that
little
you've
bit?
built and the people you've delighted and
Oh,
inspired with
everybody
your
can
work.
watch right now. You're good.
You continue to push the boundaries of
Maybe
what's
just
possible
bring
time and
Vic up a
again,
little bit.
and you show us that there's a
Bring
lot
Vic
more
up a
ground to
little bit.
break.
Check 1, 2,
When we
3.
launched the original Quest in 2019, we could not have imagined that just a few years later, we'd have games like Red Matter 2 and Medal of Honor Above and Beyond running
Thanks,
on a mobile
Tim.
chipset.
We love you, Tim.
But you've made it happen. The pass-through modes and apps showed us the early promise of mixed reality. And we're so excited to see how you will revolutionize this space the way that you did with VR.
Totally. And the best experiences also incorporate some kind of unique movement, which brings a really different dimension compared to our other gaming platforms.
Oh, VR on a bike.
Yo, there's 31 people watching us right now.
Really? Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome
That's
to
been
the
key to
channel
fitness
as we
apps,
react.
which have turned out to be some of the best experiences you can have in virtual reality.
Hope you're enjoying this so
Developers
far.
have hit on the winning combination of a physical
Do you
workout
post this to Twitter?
and the virtual immersion
No,
of a
we
headset
should.
to make something completely new,
I'll do
and
it now.
people love it.
Come on, it's that leg.
Oh,
Kind of makes you want to dance.
go ahead and dance, Caleb.
Feeling it.
Hey. Guys, if
Users globally return to Quest 2 for
if you,
fitness every month.
share
and
this
VR fitness
stream,
apps can be just
Caleb
as
will
intense
dance for the whole
as a
time.
regular workout. They're
If we
great for
get-
when you
if we
can't
get
get
100
outside
viewers,
or want to get in a quick session
I will
in
do
between
a happy
activities.
dance.
Some of the stories
if
coming
we get
out of the
100
fitness
viewers, you heard it
community are
here.
just awesome.
Caleb will jump
One
on the
of my
Caleb,
favorites
the
is
Caleb
Linda, a grandmother
table.
of 7.
Well, I don't know about that.
My
I might
son
break the
came
table.
home.
He'll jump
I'll
on
do
the
something.
table
I'll
and do a
do
happy
something.
dance.
I fell in love with it the moment I put the headset on. When
Okay,
I first
Supernatural,
opened the app for
great app.
Supernatural, the scenery is just
I think
so
the most I
beautiful.
burned calorie-wise on Supernatural was
You
1,200
were just
calories.
moving to the music.
How long?
That's pretty
I was
amazing.
having
That
fun.
took
I was
an hour.
Really?
Yo, if you go hard on Supernatural, you can burn a lot of calories.
Moving with a purpose
Yeah.
gave me
The other one is the boxing
purpose to
game.
move.
Thrill
Night.
of the Fight.
Do the fight.
Deliberate fitness apps enjoy remarkable retention. I think it's because they're fun, and you have the support of real communities out there, cheering each other on.
There are a lot of VR titles that bring the burn, such as Les Mills Body Combat, FitXR, and Supernatural. And they're always getting better, bringing on new instructors, classes, and moves.
Speaking of which, at the end of this month, Supernatural is launching knee strikes to better activate your core and work your lower body.
Ooh, let's go.
That's smart.
Yo, you get in a flow state when you
That's
when you
right.
play that.
People are going to
with your
be
knees.
pumped for that one.
Especially when you got your
Now,
knees.
we've got one more
Yeah, your
fitness
flow state goes to the
experience
next
that's
level.
making the move from App Lab. Get your jump shot ready because gym class is coming to the Quest store later this
Renji,
fall.
Get your
Let's
jump
do this.
shot ready.
Yeah, man. You ready to play basketball in VR?
Wow, it looks a lot better than when I tried it. Still got a long way to go.
Except for
but-
like, how do you shoot with
Yeah. How do you?
the headset on?
Yo, is Caleb's shot gonna be the same in VR?
Let's run it back.
Probably better in VR. Like, look, how do you
Probably
shoot?
better in VR.
I bring my hands
My
up
jump
like
shot
this,
is
you
most
know?
definitely not ready, but I can't wait to try. In
Gonna
fact, I think I've
gonna
tried
get hit
pretty
with
much
the
every
headset?
fitness
Yeah, I
app
need
out
dinner
there.
goggles.
And one thing you
Soon.
learn is that when you work out in VR, you're gonna work up a sweat.
So to help people stay active with confidence while keeping their headsets clean, later this month, we're releasing the Meta Quest 2 Active Pack.
Nice.
Available online in the Meta store on October 25th. This
That
is
will
our
be nice.
fitness accessory bundle with
I
a
will say
wipeable facial interface,
the foam
wrist
ones that they
straps,
have right now
and adjustable
get
knuckle
really,
straps
really
to
nasty
provide the perfect
when you're working
combination
out in VR.
of comfort
So
and control.
that'll be nice.
People have also been building some really neat fitness accessories for Quest, like extension grips and custom handles. It's great to see this secondary market emerging. And this is just the beginning. As part of the Made for Meta program, formerly Oculus Ready, we're working with leading
Speaking of
hardware
fitness,
makers
Pat, didn't we
to bring
order
more
Chick-fil-A?
accessories to Quest starting next year.
Yes,
Caleb really
there's
wants a
more we
Chick-fil-A.
can do to
Is that here?
unlock the power of
It
the
might be.
platform
Might as well
for
just eat it.
fitness
Yeah, just go grab it.
overall. This year, we shipped
ask
one
her
of
to
the
bring
it.
features
Chick-fil-A.
a lot
I got
of you were
headphones on.
asking for.
I'll ask her to bring
Fitness tracking on the Meta Quest
You guys get to
companion
watch us
app
eat
and the
Chick-fil-A.
Health app on iOS.
We've seen how important these kinds of foundations are for developers. And we know fitness is a space with a ton of opportunity right now. So this fall, we're releasing the Fitness API Beta for select developers. It lets people share real-time fitness data and unlock things like custom stats or new levels based on the progress that they're making.
And in case you're the kind of person who needs some external motivation, next year we're also releasing a new way to share your fitness progress with selected friends so they can support you along the way.
That's sweet. Do you think real VR fishing counts as an upper body workout?
Yeah, good luck with that. But it's so exciting to watch
think it does.
fitness find its footing on Quest.
Melissa?
When you can tie physical interaction and digital objects together, the possibilities are really endless. They extend way beyond fitness. This is only the first step.
It sure is. Thanks, Melissa.
Thanks, Boz.
As you've seen so far, you can have a lot of fun in VR. You can hang out with friends, do a workout.
Back to you,
play a
person standing
game.
right next to me.
Sometimes you can do all three at once. But you can also get work done.
Hey, let's
And while
go.
games, social, and fitness are already here, work is really the next major category of experiences that we want to unlock to bring
on.
VR to the next level.
Oh, gracias.
And if we're talking about work, well, let's get my boss back in the picture. Hey, Mark.
Let's get Boz's boss back.
You know,
in.
the potential here is
Hey.
pretty huge. You know, like a lot of companies, we're planning for a future where work is more distributed. But as in-person work ramps up, we want everyone to have the ability to feel like they're present,
Us
even if
too.
they're not physically there.
Same.
And there are definitely things that could improve the way that distributed teams actually work together.
Yes.
I mean, no doubt.
This is what we're
there
here
are parts
for.
of being around
Yeah.
other people that you just can't
This is
replace
it
with
right
video
here,
calls.
y'all.
It's
If we're
true for
talking,
hanging out
can
with
they
friends
hear
too,
them
and
or
it's
no?
true for work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the feeling of presence that you get from VR, even today, can already be better than video chat. The clearest benefit is for communication itself, but it's also great for creative work that's best done in a shared space. Companies are already discovering that VR is uniquely good for this type of stuff.
I mean, it's amazing what's already being done.
Preach, Mark.
For example, companies are using VR to plan large-scale in-person events. At Logitech, they used ShapesXR, a collaborative creation app on Quest, to quickly explore different kinds of layouts and different designs together in real time.
Yeah, I mean, this is where VR just lets you do things that aren't even possible on a 2D screen.
It's a whole new kind of creative tool. Puma and New Balance have been designing shoes in VR using Gravity Sketch, one of my favorite 3D design apps on Quest 2.
Wow.
Novartis uses Nanome, a VR molecular design and collaboration app in their drug discovery workflow. And ITC, a part of the United Nations, are running trainings and workshops in Arthur,
Arthur.
a virtual office space on Quest 2.
Yeah, you can really collaborate at a distance in a completely new way here. And there's a lot more that we can do to unlock this for teams across all kinds of industries. We built Horizon Workrooms as a first step towards a virtual office in the metaverse. You know, it feels more like being there than any video call. You see more of people's body language, and the spatial audio gives you a sense of each person's place in the room. And you can have side conversations with the people sitting next to you or gesture without physically being there together. It's hard to fully wrap your head around this until you get to experience it.
We've been holding a bunch of our team meetings in workrooms over the last year, and it's amazing how much better it can be. There's just something magical about creating that feeling of being around people.
Yep.
Once you've experienced it, you know it's the future.
Yep.
So we're continuing to improve the Workrooms experience.
Hey, y'all, if
And
you haven't
starting
noticed,
early next year,
right
you're gonna be able
next to
join
us,
Workrooms
we
through
got a
Zoom,
group of
too.
people working in
We're also
Immersed.
introducing breakout groups, so your team
Got Ryan
can shift
over
from a
there.
big group
Got all the
presentation to
mercenaries.
smaller
What's up,
discussions in the
mercenaries?
same room. And with sticky notes for whiteboarding, you're going to be able to have group discussions and brainstorm in ways that you just can't do on video alone. We're also working on a new feature to import and review 3D models in a workroom, which is going to be really helpful for design and architecture and all kinds of other creative work.
We want this to be more than virtual meeting rooms. It's about the beginning of a virtual office in the metaverse. And that's why we're launching your personal office and workrooms today.
So this is where you can focus and get things done. One of the best things about VR is that you can create environments that go beyond what's possible in the physical world. And of course, that goes for productivity setups too. So you have instant access to your perfect workspace that's set up just how you want, no matter where you are.
So you might only have a 13-inch laptop in your physical space, but in your virtual office, you can line up 3 huge monitors. This is great at home or at work, and even better when you're traveling. Eventually, we think your Quest could be the only monitor that you'll actually need.
That'll be awesome. You know, we're still early in the shift to working in the metaverse, but the way people can collaborate in workrooms shows that there's an opportunity for a VR headset designed from the ground up to be great for work, as well as playing games and hanging out. All right, Boz, I think it's time. What do you think?
Oh, it's definitely time. Take it from
Oh,
here,
snap.
Mark.
Here we go. Here we go.
All right, so this is an important moment. Virtual reality isn't some obscure hobby anymore. Millions of people use it to play games, work out, collaborate, or just have fun. Everyone from the newest indie developers to the most established tech companies are getting into this space. But for virtual reality to really reach its full potential, we need to get to the point where the 200 million people who buy new PCs each year for work can do some or all of their work even better in the metaverse. At Meta, we're focused on building the fundamental technology that will help bring the metaverse to life, whether that's in virtual reality, augmented reality, or the social presence layer across both. What if you could collaborate with colleagues as if you were right there together, even if you were far apart? What if you had that perfect work setup and tools to design new things integrated right into the world around you? What if you could overlay your work and the people you're interacting with right on top of the physical world? This device would help you be more present, more productive, more you. So to deliver this, you'd need better quality graphics and tech that seamlessly works in both virtual and physical worlds, so you can interact with people around you, be fully immersed when you want, and flow between states effortlessly. You need something comfortable with much richer ways to communicate. Technology that lets you do things that aren't possible with a laptop and go far beyond what you can do on a phone. And you'd need to be able to really express yourself, react to things naturally, show up in a way that feels authentic to you. I think that this is one of the most exciting technical challenges of our generation. Building technology to deliver that feeling of really being present with people, really being in another place. So we've taken everything we've learned from Quest 2 and designed an all-new headset to do just that. This is Meta Quest Pro.
Let's go. Woohoo!
Is Mark kind of jacked?
Yeah, Mark's getting jacked, bro.
He's been hitting the weight room.
He says he's doing UFC, is what he said.
He's gonna compete.
Ooh, they give you a pillow.
Dang. Cameras on the controllers. Nice. Sleek.
Quest Pro is the first in our new line of advanced headsets, built to expand what's possible in VR. It takes what people love about Quest 2 and adds a bunch of new technologies to help you do more in the metaverse. It's made for collaboration and creativity. It delivers more expression and a deeper feeling of connection than any other technology. With mixed reality built in, it lets you do things that just haven't even been possible before. It's all in a beautiful design that's comfortable to wear. So whether you're looking to work in a new way, or if you just want the very best experience that's available today, Quest Pro sets the standard. So to get into the details, let's check in with Angela Chang, who leads our Quest product team. And since this is a big day, let's go somewhere a bit special.
In VR? In your ear? Oh, no. In VR.
This is the new Quest Pro home environment. When you put on your headset for the first time, this is where you'll be. Hey, Angela.
Hey, Mark.
All right, you finally get to show everyone what was in that briefcase at last year's Connect.
Finally, I'm so thrilled we get to bring Quest Pro to everyone. We have completely reimagined the VR headset as a powerful device for productivity, creative work, and multitasking. Quest Pro is our sleekest form factor yet, with a super thin set of lenses at the front and our first ever curved cell battery at the back to give it a perfect balance.
Yeah, it feels great from the moment that you put it on.
Right. We wanted to ensure a seamless transition from the physical world to the virtual. So our new headset design with this open periphery lets you see the physical room you're in. You can quickly jot down a note, grab something on your desk, or just be aware of what's happening around you. But you can also use Quest Pro's magnetic light blockers for a more immersive experience whenever you like.
We've also redesigned the whole optical stack to make it better than anything we've shipped before. The new pancake lenses work by folding light over several times and let us make the display 40% thinner compared to Quest 2.
That's awesome.
The new lenses aren't just thinner, they also put more pixels in the center, giving you sharper, clearer visuals, which makes reading text a whole lot easier.
Yeah, and the LCD displays have 37% more pixels per inch than Quest 2. And thanks to our new local dimming technology, 75% more contrast, with richer and more vibrant colors that just make VR even more engaging. This is also our first device to use the new Snapdragon XR2 Plus processor that we worked on with Qualcomm. It's optimized for VR, so Quest Pro runs at 50% more power.
Are there any
with
other
better
headsets that
thermal
have that?
dissipation,
The
which gets
Pico
us
4 doesn't have that,
significantly
right?
better performance.
The XR2?
And this is the first
XR2
new chip
Plus.
from our deep partnership
yeah,
with
probably
Qualcomm.
not.
And don't forget, the touch controllers
It seems like they worked
are
on
also
that
new.
specifically with.
Yeah, the controllers are
Qualcomm.
now basically their own computers, which is a bit ridiculous. We've re-engineered them to track themselves and also work a bit more like extensions of your hands.
Yeah, the new sensors track their position in 3D space all on their own without using the headset. So you can get a full 360-degree range of motion. And they include our new True Touch haptics, which give a wider and more precise range of feedback effects.
So when you pick them up, they also feel a lot more balanced and natural in your hands without that LED ring.
What if they give you
You
better
can even add
body
a
tracking
stylus
too
tip
with
on the
that?
controllers,
Like your legs
turning them
using
into
the cameras.
tools for writing or sketching. You
that
can try
possible?
this on the whiteboard in
possible.
workrooms, or you just flip them around and write directly against your own physical desk.
Yeah, it's a good example of how this device unlocks entirely new things, like much better collaborative and creative virtual meetings.
Speaking of meetings, we also thought a lot about how to help you keep the headset charged and ready to go the moment you get an incoming call or just want to get something done. So we're including an all-new charging dock that fits great on your workspace and keeps both the headset and controllers
convenient.
charged at the same time. Another key technology for enabling collaborative meetings virtually is mixed reality, where we have to account for both the physical and digital elements in the environment.
Yeah, being able to blend the world around you with the virtual world and bring all the creative and expressive power of digital to your physical surroundings, this is a big step forward. Mixed reality is going to power some of the most interesting experiences you can have with Quest Pro. It's the next major step for VR and an important milestone on the path to building the metaverse.
We began the journey to mixed reality when we released Presence Platform, our family of AI-powered tools that help developers build VR experiences that incorporate the physical world.
We built mixed reality into our SDKs for Quest 2 to make it easy for developers to start experimenting. But these experiences are so compelling that you really want a device that's designed from the ground up with them in mind.
Absolutely.
Hey, there it is,
Quest
Immersed.
Pro uses
Oh, let's go. Oh, look at this
Let's
Immersed bottom right.
go.
Look at the bottom right.
Oh, it says Immersed.
Quest 2, and an additional RGB camera to turn pass-through into full color, along with a depth
Mama,
system
we made
made
it.
to understand your environment and work with it.
Yeah, you can see the people around you, and with scene understanding and anchoring, objects in your room can become part of the virtual experience. This is going to unlock some really interesting new uses. And this is just the beginning for mixed reality.
Hey.
As more developers explore the capabilities in Presence Platform, you're going to see entirely new categories of things getting built.
Definitely. Another big part of Quest Pro is how much more expressive you can be. You can see here how people's avatars reflect their expressions and reactions. This makes your shared social experiences so much stronger. It's powered by our Movement SDK, our newest addition to Presence Platform.
Wait, what are you doing?
I'm eating toast. I'm really hungry.
Yo, let her eat,
Movement
bro.
SDK
Eat too.
enables avatars to mimic expressions in real time using Quest Pro's inward-facing cameras.
And this is really important for that feeling of social presence. When we communicate, all our nonverbal expressions and gestures are often even more important than what we say. And the way we connect virtually needs to reflect that too. Just think about all the little things you pick up when you're with other people, like the moment that they begin to break into a smile, or when they raise their eyebrow as someone says something interesting. Your avatar should be able to express all of that and more.
Today, our avatars rely on spatial audio and immersive graphics to help create a sense of social presence. But facial expressions and body language will be total game changers for remote meetings and virtual performances in the metaverse. This is another reason why Quest Pro is a big step forward for communication, including for work. more people work in distributed teams now, and being able to share a space with your coworkers and feel like you're really together is something that's still missing. We spoke a bit before about how workrooms on Quest 2 is already unique for virtual meetings. It's going to be even more powerful when people's avatars can show more of their facial expressions and body language.
Yeah, one of the challenges for distributed work is how to bring people together to interact in a shared space. If a few people are in a conference room and a few more are dialing in, the experience is just never really that great. So we're building a better way, using everything Quest Pro brings to the table, and we call it Magic Room. It lets you meet in mixed reality and share the same space. You can use a whiteboard, bring in 3D objects. Everyone is present and has the same tools, whether they're in full VR or in mixed reality. We think that this will help hybrid teams collaborate, and we're hoping to ship this next year. Now, these are just some of the things that are going to be possible with Quest Pro. This is a high-end device designed for work and for people who want the best experience that we can build today. We're really excited to get this into your hands, and it's available for pre-order starting today for $14.99. And it
Look at the comments. Look at the comments.
Hey, tell us what you think about it.
Now,
write something in the comments.
Quest Pro to be the
What do you
best
guys think
device
about
we
it?
can make for
What do you
getting
think,
out
Kyle
alone.
Schultz? What do you think, Kyle
Our
Schultz?
hope is to
Taking
use
out
this
alone.
product to introduce some of this new
taking it
technology
out. Going, bro.
so we can get it into our
That is very
consumer
interesting.
devices
Okay.
over the coming years.
Worth it.
But what you can see here is the start of a whole new way of working in the metaverse. This will go beyond VR because
Ooh,
people
Dennis,
work on all sorts of
not a bad
devices,
price.
and you should be able to collaborate and feel present with anyone,
What
no
do the
matter
rest of you
where
guys
they
think?
are or what device.
Tell us what you think about it, the price in the
With
comments.
updated workrooms, so you can join a virtual office from whatever
a
supported
premium
device
headset.
you're on, and still get some of that feeling of
I got
social
another.
presence in a
I
shared
got
space.
virtual reality Oasis.
It's also going
on,
to work with
and
Meta's
people are
other
freaking out
main
in the
work
comment
products,
section on that channel,
Workplace
not
and
liking it.
Portal,
They don't like it.
to
Not
create a
liking it.
unified digital office we think can make
You think that they're going to come out with a
distributed
consumer
work so
one?
much better.
Hopefully.
And we're not the
Hopefully.
only ones who are optimistic about the future
Just
of
give
work
people
in the
optionality. Some
metaverse.
people want a premium one.
Over the last year, we've been
I
working
paid for the
with
highest
dozens
iPhone
of
for a
partners
reason.
to create new experiences
There's a
for
market.
people who are looking to get things done in VR and beyond.
At Connect last year, we spoke about potential for creative people to work in true 3D. And next year, we're going to have a great option for that. Autodesk is updating their collaborative design review app to take advantage of the new possibilities unlocked by the Quest Pro.
And Adobe is also working to help people get more done in VR. Next year, they'll begin releasing a suite of apps for professional 3D creators,
that's
designers,
awesome,
and
actually.
artists.
Dang.
From collaborative
Adobe
design reviews
Substance,
to
nice.
Substance
That's
3D
so
Modeler
cool.
Just
using
reach
Quest
out to
Pro's
Adobe.
controllers.
I can't wait for that.
And there's one more partnership that I want to highlight today that I think is going to be really important to the future of the metaverse.
Yeah, I know
look
you've
at
got
David
a special
Boucher's
guest
comment.
lined up to talk about this one.
Look at his
so I'll
comment.
leave you to it. Have fun.
He paid almost $2
All
grand.
right, yeah,
Oh,
I'm excited for this.
snap.
Thanks,
He just
Angela.
pre-ordered.
Microsoft has been at the
Controllers sold
heart of
separately?
work and
No
computing
way.
since the earliest days. And they're one of the many
Apparently
companies
Dave just
across
said
our
you can
industry
pre-order
that
right
are
now, so
building the future of the metaverse.
open the floodgates.
And as Quest Pro makes new kinds
a
of
hand
work
tracking
possible
guy
in
anyway, but
VR,
controllers sold
I'm
separate,
really
it's weird.
excited to be able to work with them. So to talk more about this, I'm here with Microsoft's chairman and CEO, Satya Nadella. Hi, Satya.
Oh, wow.
It's great to be here.
Interesting.
Congrats on the Meta Quest
We're going to
Pro.
merge.
Working
Thanks.
together.
I'm glad we can finally share this with the world. Now, we knew early on that we wanted this to be a great device for getting work done. And working with Microsoft
This
is
is
a
big.
part of making that happen. Do you want to share a little bit more about what we're working on together?
Sure. I mean, as you said at Microsoft, we're incredibly excited about the metaverse and how digital and physical worlds are coming together and transforming everything from telehealth to remote maintenance to gaming.
If Satya
and of
Nadella
course,
says digital
the way
twin.
we do work. We're taking an approach
He always says
to ensure that
digital
our
twin.
software can benefit users on all their favorite devices. And that's why I'm so thrilled about what we're announcing today and how we're bringing together the power of many of our most popular productivity tools with the new VR devices you're announcing.
Yeah, so the main reason that we're in this space is that we think that VR can be very powerful for social connection. And with the Quest Pro, we want to bring more of that into the work context as well, where Microsoft already has some incredibly successful products in the market. So why don't we start there?
No, absolutely, Mark. Microsoft Teams is the most ubiquitous advanced platform for work today, and it's becoming essential to how hundreds of millions of people meet, call, chat, collaborate, and do business. And so we're clearly going through a once-in-a-lifetime change in how we work in every organization today. is looking for new ways to reconnect, re-energize their workforce at home, in the office, and everywhere in between. And that's why we are bringing Microsoft Teams immersive meeting experience to MetaQuest in order to give people new ways to connect with each other. You can connect, share, collaborate as though you were together in person. And in the future, you'll be able to use other avatars, including meta avatars, in immersive experiences in Teams meetings too. Just think about how powerful whiteboarding or brainstorming or even Teams meetups can be in this space.
Another piece of this is that we're working on enabling Horizon workrooms for Teams. So people will be able to join a Teams meeting directly from workrooms. And we think that this kind of cross-device, cross-screen experience will be the foundation of the virtual office of the future.
That's going to bring a lot of people into VR.
Yo, what about
Teams.
Google, man? Come on.
Another big piece of your work platform is coming to Quest, right?
No, that's absolutely right. We've been thinking about how to bring the
Sundar Pichai,
power
hit us
of
up.
Microsoft 365 and Windows 365 to 3D spaces to really help drive productivity and enable you to create, communicate, and collaborate in completely new ways. So with Microsoft 365 coming to Quest, you'll be able to interact with sort of content from all your favorite productivity apps, right? Whether it's Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, giving you even more flexibility in how you collaborate and get work done. And with Windows 365 coming to Quest, you'll have a new way to securely stream the entire Windows experience, including all the personalized apps, content, settings to your VR device with the full power of Windows and Windows applications.
So this is going to be great for anyone who wants to build out their virtual office on Quest Pro. So you'll have a great Microsoft Teams experience through VR, a way to join Teams meetings and workrooms, and you'll have the whole Microsoft 365 suite available too. And for bigger companies who want to roll out VR devices to their employees, we've also got some great news.
Yes, absolutely. Being able to manage and secure all devices connecting to your network is absolutely crucial for any business. And that's just as true for a VR headset as it is for a smartphone or a laptop. Azure Active Directory and Microsoft Intune in combination will support MetaQuest and MetaQuest Pro.
Nice.
This means companies that want to provision
Steven
these
couldn't tell us that.
devices can be confident that all security and management options.
That's it. For all the
they
enterprise
expect
people
from
talking
PCs
about
and mobile devices
using this
will
on your
carry
work,
over to VR.
like
Now,
your enterprise
there's
laptop.
one final
There it is.
aspect of our partnership that I want to talk about, and that's gaming.
And
That's
we're
absolutely right,
acquiring
Mark. I'm really
Microsoft.
excited about gaming. When you
Microsoft
step back,
Stadia.
one thing we have learned is how immersive experiences in gaming can help create real community and connection. In fact, many people are already playing our most popular games like Flight Simulator and Minecraft in VR today. And with xCloud Gaming, you can stream hundreds of games to any device, allowing you to connect
I'm
with
trying to play
gamers
Halo in
all new
VR.
ways,
Come on.
whether they're right next to you or
Halo.
sitting on the
Not
other
on a
side
screen,
of the world.
though. I'm trying to play
and
Halo,
we're
like
partnering to
immersive
bring the
Halo.
service to MetaQuest Store. You'll be
Flight
able to
Simulator.
play 2D games with your Xbox controller
favorite game
projector
playing,
on a
as a
massive
kid.
screen on Quest.
Pretty cool.
It's early days, but we're excited for what's to come. Who knows? The next time we talk, maybe we'll be playing Flight Simulator together in VR.
Or
I'm down
Halo.
for that. All right, thanks so much for joining us today, Satya, and thanks for the partnership.
Thank you, Mark.
Halo.
And there's another
Halo.
element of this relationship that we want to talk about today that's going to play a big part in how businesses begin deploying VR. Accenture has spent the past few years changing how they work. They've been rolling out new technologies like virtual reality to their workforce to accelerate this shift. And they're helping other businesses make this change too. In fact, they work with 3/4 of the companies in the Fortune Global 500, so they have a pretty big impact on how many businesses work. And now, Accenture's chair and CEO, Julie Sweet, is going to join me to talk more about what's coming next. Hey, Julie.
Hi, Mark. It's great to be here.
It's great to have you. Accenture is one of the world's biggest employers, and
Josh,
you've
you
been
gonna
growing
finish those
rapidly
fries?
over the last few years.
It's been a
Go for it, bro.
transformative
I was
period
like two
for
of them in
us.
there.
I
We
was
now
sneaking them
have
already
more
when
than
you weren't looking.
That's all you, man.
700,000
Appreciate it.
people
Gotcha.
around the world. Even prior to the pandemic, we were probably the largest global company with a truly remote workforce. And we saw the potential for new technology to support the way we work. So in 2019, we started
work?
working with Microsoft to imagine a virtual space where our people could get together. Obviously, this became even more important in 2020. And since then, we've deployed 60,000 Quest 2 headsets. And we have transformed our onboarding process, welcoming over 150,000 people onto our virtual campus that we call the Nth Floor, which we believe is the largest enterprise use of the metaverse. This provides a more dynamic immersion for our new team members, and our research shows a far more memorable one. People retain up to a third more information when it's within an immersive experience.
Watching what you've been doing at your scale has been impressive. And we think that working in the metaverse will let you do things that aren't
Julie seems like
possible
a sweet
with
lady.
distributed teams today.
See what I
And
did
bringing
there?
together hardware, software, and services
Last name's
is
Sweet.
going to be the first step.
Absolutely, Mark. We
Nice.
believe that the metaverse will not
didn't
only
catch that.
change how people work, it will also profoundly change every part of every business. Reinventing how you interact with customers, what products and services you offer, how you make and distribute them, and how you engage with your people, from
Jeff, I think that was your
employee
space.
onboarding and training to collaboration and personal
just commented.
productivity. And VR will play a huge role.
Yeah, VR has been especially useful for training, and that's going to get even better with mixed reality. And we're excited to work with you on more use cases and to talk about the next stage of our partnership.
We're excited too. After what we've learned, we know there's a huge opportunity for our clients. Now we'll be partnering with Meta and Microsoft to help businesses create new experiences in the metaverse at scale.
What if
This is
Google
a
and
perfect
Apple teamed up
trifecta.
in response to
The
this?
advances in Meta's visionary hardware
That
and
would be
software, coupled with the
real weird out
integration
here.
with Microsoft's market-leading technology and Accenture's unmatched expertise, bringing the best of tech to industry to create practical, real-world uses and unlock
Yeah,
tangible
big move
value.
for Meta to partner with
This
Microsoft
will be
on that.
game-changing for scaling the metaverse in the enterprise.
Especially with the Apple
the
headset
future
coming
work
out
is starting now.
next
Yeah,
year sometime.
we want our devices to be easy for companies of all sizes to buy, deploy, and use. Next year, we'll launch Quest for Business, which is currently in beta. It's a subscription bundle for Quest 2 and now Quest Pro that includes a suite of features like work accounts, device and application management, premium support, and more. Quest for Business will
Just kidding.
also unlock
Maybe.
access to
I don't know.
integrations like we just announced with Microsoft, as well as others in the future. It's going to be priced to suit the needs of different businesses, and we're going to be sharing more details over the coming months.
This is exactly what companies want and need to make the metaverse and VR for work a reality. As one of the largest users of Microsoft technologies and Quest 2 headsets for business, we've seen firsthand the impact on how they can change the way you do business. And we're looking forward to further integrating and shaping the many ways enterprises adopt them at scale. This collaboration is a very exciting opportunity for our three companies to bring the future to life for enterprises, businesses, and our customers.
And this is just the start. This has the potential to accelerate the future of work for so many enterprises. Thanks so much for joining us, Julie.
Thanks, Mark.
Now, we've spoken a lot about how Quest Pro opens up new possibilities for work, but that's far from the only thing it's going to enable. Now, we can't wait to see what kind of experiences developers will be able to build with mixed reality. Take Beat Saber. It's already one of the most popular VR games of all time. And now imagine what it'll be like when you can turn wherever you are into a Beat Saber arena. So the Beat Games team put together a little demo.
Beat Saber mixed reality. That's interesting.
Oh, this is Tim's favorite song.
I don't know how I'd feel about that. It's kind of weird, right?
Shout out Tim.
Yo, how do you think about Beat Saber mixed reality? Is that kind of weird?
It does feel weird.
It's coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You see the distortions a little bit on the video, like with the color pass-through?
Now,
There's a little bit of
this gives you a
distortion there.
glimpse of what's possible. And because we want everyone to be able to create things for the metaverse, not just professional developers, we're working on creator tools as well. Hundreds of thousands of creators already use Spark AR to build AR effects on Facebook and Instagram. They have years of experience blending the physical and digital worlds, which is a core part of the metaverse. So starting today, we're giving creators the ability to build interactive 3D objects in Spark Studio and begin testing them in mixed reality with the Spark Player. With virtual worlds becoming accessible across all your devices, with Quest Pro bringing mixed reality to the world, and with the future of work emerging in the metaverse, we have a lot to build in the coming years. Now, to find out what's next on the roadmap, we're gonna need to shift gears. So if you're joining us in VR, hold tight, and I'll see you in a second.
All right, we'll see you, Mark.
Oh, David Boucher said that controllers are included.
I saw that. Yeah, that's a good thing. I was like, I don't know how you sell controllers separately.
Hey,
Look, the contour on the faces.
we're here together in Horizon, and this is the first time that we've done this.
Look how buff Mark is.
And this,
Yeah, he really
a
is.
preview of our next
Mark,
generation of
you got some
avatars.
broad shoulders there,
They're
man.
So much more expressive and
Those
detailed
lats.
than any
Those
else
lats.
today. And they have
Those
this
are
unique
swimmer lats.
meta
Hey,
style
you
to
notice
them.
that face tracking?
Now, it's a
though?
lot of work to build AI to auto-generate these
Look
for
at that
billions
face
of people,
tracking.
Yeah.
and then give everyone the tools to make sure that your avatar feels like your own. But I'm excited to start rolling these out later next year on phones, VR headsets, and more. So, while I'm excited for this next generation of avatars, we are also seeing a lot of developers and partners building great experiences with our current generation of avatars as well. So now, let's meet up with Igrim, who leads our avatars work, to discuss the latest on our avatars and what you can do with them. Hey, Igrim.
Hey, Mark.
Looks
Hey,
a little
want to
bit
update
uncanny,
everyone on the
though.
latest?
Wow,
with
look at the body
avatars
tracking. That's
ecosystem?
crazy.
Yes, we have so many exciting things going on.
Is
Our
that- is
first
that on the
milestone
VR
is
headset, like
making
with
it
the
so you
full
could
body
use your
legs as well?
avatar across all of our apps and in VR.
No idea.
The new Meta account center, it already
It
allows
looks
you to
good.
have one or
The
multiple
body
avatars.
tracking looks good.
So you could show up however you want. And if you have one avatar you really like, you can now easily sync it across all the apps and in Horizon.
Nice. All right, let's talk a bit more about the integrations that we're building for the apps.
Already see avatars showing up in stickers, stories, comments, and more across Instagram, Facebook, Messenger, and in the future, WhatsApp. And we're working on bringing them more to life through animation and to more places like, for example, Reels. We want you to be able to use
Nice.
avatars anywhere you want to express yourself.
And we're also bringing avatars to video chat.
Just like Snapchat
That's
stuff, right?
Starting with Messenger and WhatsApp. If you want, you'll be able to show up as an avatar. It's going to add a whole new dimension to video chat.
Yeah, I think avatars in video chat are going to be like this third mode between video on and video off. You can still express yourself and react, but you're not on camera, so it's kind of like a better camera off mode.
Yeah, we're working on this now and expect to launch it next year.
And in virtual reality, there's already head and hand positions, so your avatar moves and sounds like you. And now we want to bring that to phones and computers too, using cameras and microphones. So if you wink at your phone, your avatar on your phone should wink too.
Making your avatar work across all kinds of devices and apps truly creates continuity across experiences.
Yeah, you should be able to take your avatar and virtual goods everywhere that you go.
Absolutely. There are already dozens of apps on Quest that support Meta avatars, and we're building partnerships so you can use your avatar across lots of different experiences.
All right, y'all, we got a
And
team
in
swap
fact,
over here.
Today, we're announcing partnership with Zoom that will let you show up as your avatar on Zoom calls.
Oh, wow.
So to make this easier, we're extending the Meta Avatars SDK to iOS and Android on Unity. And I'm also excited to share that the Meta Avatar SDK will soon support Unreal Engine and virtual reality too. These expansions will make it a lot easier
Appreciate
for
you, Vic.
more developers to
Thanks for
start
jumping on,
building
man.
meta avatars into
We
your
got
works.
Ava.
Yes, we're testing this
What's
with
up,
a small
Ava?
group of partners now
Hey.
and plan to release this more broadly next year.
Yeah, so right now, a lot of developers are building their own avatar systems since the tools that you can import
The Zoom
are
thing's gonna be
pretty
interesting.
basic. But over the next year or two,
I missed it. What was
as
it?
all these new tools and styles
Avatar
become
and
available,
VR webcam.
and as the hundreds of people that we have working on avatars keep improving the system,
We already got
I just think
that.
that more and more developers are
We
going
had
to
it
find building
first.
with our interoperable avatar stack will offer a much simpler and better experience.
Do you think
And
that's going to get
speaking of
adopted
making it easy
in
to
enterprise?
add new styles,
If
we have
it's
some
as easy
news
as a
about the
flip of a
avatar
switch,
store
yes.
too.
The Avatar Store is launching in VR.
Yeah, what kind of
later
recommendations
this
does that store
year,
usually give
so
you, bro?
you'll be able to shop for virtual clothing in VR. We're joining with a bunch of partners across sports,
We don't wanna talk about that
gaming,
right now.
and more. You're gonna start seeing a lot more of your favorite familiar brands. These integrations, they're gonna be pretty awesome. And later this year, keep a lookout in the Avatar Store for
My
new
headset's
outfit
gonna die.
releases from Netflix.
Giving
Join-
people
join us
more
IRL,
ways to
Caleb.
express themselves
Nah,
through
I
digital
am in
clothing
IRL.
will help
We've not
kickstart
seen
the
Caleb's
marketplace
eyes this
for
whole stream.
interoperable
I am
digital
in real
goods.
life.
His eye
So if you
tracking
buy a
has.
sweater, you're going to want to be able to wear that on your avatar no matter what app you're using.
We're going to buy
So
clothes?
we're going to see more creators, developers, and brands experimenting with this. And beyond clothes, we're also improving the core avatars themselves across the whole family of apps.
Mark, I'm sure you've seen the new face shapes we introduced earlier this year.
New face
as well as
shapes.
cochlear implants, over-the-ear hearing aids, and wheelchairs.
Yeah, and we have some
Nice.
big improvements to representation coming too, with more options for body types as well as shaders for more realistic skin. There's one more feature coming soon that's probably the most requested feature on our roadmap.
Photorealistic. Oh, never mind.
Oh, there we go. We got some legs.
We have legs.
Legs. I know you've
That's
been
awesome.
waiting for this.
I think everyone has been waiting for
What
this.
are legs?
But
Yo,
seriously,
look at that. He just jumped.
the legs are hard, which is why other virtual reality
have to hit
systems
the A
don't
button
have
to
them
jump.
either. And the perceptual science behind this is actually quite interesting. And we discovered early on that your brain is a lot more willing to accept a rendering of a part of you as long as it's accurately positioned. But if it's rendered in the wrong place, then it just feels terrible and it breaks the whole feeling of presence and immersion. So that's why we started off showing just controllers, but not your whole arms.
Yeah, if the system showed my elbow in the wrong place, it would feel like my arm was broken.
Yeah, but as we got better at tracking and predicting your arm position, then we can add your whole arms to the avatar stack in addition to your hands. And now we're doing the same with legs.
And now we're getting ready to launch the first full body avatars.
Yeah, so with standalone virtual reality headsets,
I can kick you in VR,
understanding
Josh.
your leg position is surprisingly difficult
Kickboxing
because of
in VR.
occlusion.
Where is the
So
haptics,
if your
though?
legs are under a desk or if your arms block your view of them, then your headset can't see them directly and you need to build an AI model to predict your whole body position.
And this really needs to work reliably, so it just feels natural.
Yeah, so that's why we're going to bring legs to Horizon first. And we're going to keep bringing them to more and more experiences over time as we improve our technology stack.
And we will bring new tech that lets developers implement custom avatar actions and behaviors for the experiences they want to create. That's coming next year, too. And I'm looking forward to seeing what all of you will build.
All right, thanks for stopping by, Igaram.
We have a lot to do, so I'll see you in the next review.
Great, see ya. Avatars are going to be central to how we express ourselves in the future. And this is a unique opportunity to build some really interesting things at the intersection of expression, social interaction, creation, and commerce. With Horizon Worlds and Workrooms, we're already starting to see early glimpses of what this social metaverse could look like. Just check out some of the things that are happening already. Creators are building social spaces.
That's happening in Horizon
like
Worlds.
the Soapstone Comedy
It's a live
Club,
show.
the
Oh,
Stew,
wow, really?
the hip hop recording studio.
That would be sick.
Nope,
That'd be
might
awesome.
be. And a whole lot more.
'Cause it said attend in VR,
And
is what it
as
said.
this social first
wonder.
platform takes shape, we're thinking about the virtual space.
If there's anybody in
that you'll
Horizons
call
right now, let us know if this is live.
When you first put on your VR
That's
headset
crazy.
or open
Yeah,
Horizons,
Is that not?
you're going to
It
land
seems like it
in
is,
your
yeah.
own personal space.
Maybe those might be
somewhere
employees
that you
that
can
pre-recorded.
design and decorate and make your own, invite your friends
No, I
to hang
bet.
out, get work done, or just relax and
Where this was
use it to
recorded and
jump
is
into
being
any
played
experience.
in Horizon Worlds.
All right.
Because these avatar systems
Now
are
let's take a
different.
look at what's next.
Hey.
Magic window.
Is that a
With
portal?
Quest Pro, our next generation avatars, and Horizon Worlds, we're making good progress on two of the most powerful windows into the metaverse: virtual reality for full immersion and mixed reality for
Look at
blending
Dennis's
physical and
comment.
virtual worlds.
What is
Looking towards the future, the last set of experiences that need to get built is augmented
Fuck,
reality,
oh my
where you
God.
see digital objects overlaid perfectly on the world around you.
Yeah,
Now, the fundamental
not
technologies
wrong, Dennis.
across the stack to build full augmented reality glasses are coming together. The waveguide displays, sensors, silicon, AI, and more. I've seen a lot of these pieces working in the lab, and it's awesome. Now, I think that this is some of the most amazing technology in existence right now, and it's going to be really neat to see it come together into products over the next few years. Other pieces are coming along nicely too, like our Spark software that's already being used by creators to build AR experiences that more than 750 million people engage with monthly in our mobile apps. And developers are going to be able to start building a lot more mixed reality experiences on the path to full AR using Quest Pro. Now, one thing that makes AR so hard is that the form factor needs to be something that you wear outside, around other people,
Ray-Ban
and
stories.
potentially all day long.
Uh-oh, what's he
And
got in his
that's
hand?
different from where VR is today. Glasses need to be relatively small to look and feel good. So we're approaching building augmented reality glasses from two different angles. The first is building out all the technology we need for full AR glasses and then working to fit it into the best glasses form factor we can.
Aesthetics.
The second approach is starting with the ideal form factor and working to fit more and more technology into it over time.
Yes.
And we took our first step forward on this last year when we partnered with EssilorLuxottica
Ray-Ban.
to introduce Ray-Ban Stories. Ray-Ban Stories are our
Come on.
first ever smart glasses.
First lens displays. Come on.
That
You
would
can
be
take
so
photos
crazy.
and videos,
That would be a
share
big
them
deal.
to Instagram,
That'll be a huge deal.
Yeah.
listen to
GG
music,
Snapchat.
or even take phone calls. But what sets them apart is the design of these glasses that people already know and love.
I don't want bigger battery. I want lens displays.
Now, this is just the first product to come from our partnership. And to talk more about what's coming, let's catch up with Rocco Basilico,
We
the
want
Chief
HUD.
Wearables Officer at Essilor-Luxottica. Hey, Rocco, great to see you again.
Great to be back, Mark. Ray-Ban Story had a fantastic first year. With Meta, we introduced a beautiful pair of glasses with superpowers.
And we keep launching new software updates to make the product even better.
Soon we are launching the ability to call or text on Ray-Ban Story with your existing phone number, so you can stay connected and stay in the moment hands-free.
LTE.
We are also rolling out Spotify Tap Playback, so you can listen to music on your glasses more easily. You can tap and hold on the side of your glasses to
He's
play
young.
Spotify. And if you want to hear something else, tap and hold again, and Spotify will recommend something new.
I kind of miss my Ray-Bans. They're just sitting on the shelf.
You don't wear them as much anymore?
I forget to.
And you
Just
also keep
habit.
launching new designs.
Yes.
I
we
will
have
say
added more style, lens,
the
and
experience
color
of
combination,
streaming the clips
including
is hard.
transition
Annoying.
lenses for all the use.
They said software
that
updates,
go
though.
from clear to
Yeah,
dark
hopefully.
in seconds.
So this is the
fall out
first
of
product that we built together, but we've got bigger plans. So do you want to give a hint of where we're going?
Well, we are working together on a new set of glasses to build a portal to the Metaverse.
Uh-oh.
It's an exciting multi-year project.
And this is different from what we're already doing with Project Nazare.
We view our partnership with Meta as a deep long-term partnership. Together, we will help bring augmented reality to life with beautiful design.
Yes.
All right, thanks, Rocco. I'm really grateful for our partnership. A lot of the underlying technology for the future of computing is still in the research phase, but we have working demos of this stuff, and it's pretty mind-blowing. And it wouldn't be Connect if we didn't share some of that with you.
Yes.
So let's start with one of the technologies that we think is going to be really important for the future. I've talked a lot about neural interfaces in our research on EMG before, and we now have a working demo that lets you control an AR or VR device with motor neuron signals.
Wait, that's...
Now, I'm not going to show you the headset
It's the
this
wrist
year,
thing, right?
but here's what I'm
snap.
seeing
Yeah,
while
but
I'm
you
using
Oh,
this.
crazy.
Just the gentlest flick of my thumb to check my messages, and with another quick
Dang.
movement, I can answer while I'm on the move, or I can even take a photo. Now, the goal here is to make these interfaces
Spy
faster,
glasses.
higher bandwidth, and a lot more natural.
It's just the wrist thing. It's
All right, so to close us
It
out
has to be a
today,
watch.
let's
You see
check
how it
in
was a
with
watch?
Michael
You saw
to
that,
talk
right?
about our
Yeah.
progress here and what still needs to get solved.
Would y'all
Hey.
wear those?
Hi, Mark.
If it was a watch,
If
yeah.
it was a
Future
good
that all
watch.
that new technology is creating is one that will change the world every bit as much as personal computing.
It's better than my Apple
and
Watch,
mobile
sure.
did.
yeah.
Yeah,
agreed.
and a big part of this is going to be building next generation interfaces, like the neural interface CMG demo that we just showed.
That's right. And there's an important lesson to be learned from personal computing. What we saw there was that the interface to the digital world, the graphical user interface, was what defined the user experience and opened up new possibilities. Our challenge is that GUIs just can't do the job for glasses that have to work in all the situations we encounter in the course of a day, so we need something radically new.
In addition to new interfaces, we're also going to need a whole layer that can sense and reconstruct the world around you, understand the context in which you're using these devices, and also just help you get things done when you have these digital capabilities mixed with the physical world. And this is really the job for AI.
Yes. In the long run, I'm confident that the most powerful way to interact with the metaverse will be through personalized AI. Thanks to the glasses, AI will be able to understand your context and will use that to help you proactively. Ideally, so seamlessly that you won't even notice. Now, combine that with electromyography technology, EMG, which uses the neuromuscular signals through your wrist directly as inputs, and you have an intuitive, almost frictionless interface. This will be the first truly human-centered interface. And a big part of that is that you won't have to learn how to use a rigid control scheme. Instead, the machine will learn and adapt to you as you use it. In neuroscience, this concept is known as co-adaptation. And what that means to all of us is that by combining machine learning with neuroscience, this future interface will work with each user to adapt to their unique differences in physiology, sizes, preferences, and expectations. Here, you can see two people playing an arcade game with EMG. They're both using the same gesture, but because no two people are exactly alike, they do it in slightly different ways. The neural interface continuously gets better over time at understanding each person. The potential for co-adaptation extends beyond normal gestures into some truly novel territory. Here, the algorithm is learning in real time how to respond to the EMG signals the person is sending with only the slightest of hand movements.
Wow.
The system is recognizing the actions the person has decided to perform by decoding those signals
it just seems like it has to be so bulky.
and translating them into
For now,
digital
I guess.
commands.
Yeah.
And now, the person is
This
able
might be
to
funny
communicate
coming
their
from
intended
a
actions to the
VR
computer
person, but it
with
seems like we're
almost
trying
no
too
hand
hard
movement.
to like replace a keyboard.
This is a genuine transformation in the way we interact
We'll see.
with the digital
Interesting.
world.
Yeah, this has the potential
But
to
I think it's
redefine
just
a
the
lot of how we
while you're
interact
walking
with
and stuff,
computers.
just like
If you think about the step change in capability that
Catching all of
came
it.
with the mouse and graphical user
'Cause I don't want a
interface,
keyboard while I'm walking.
this should be another big step beyond that in speed and the bandwidth of our interfaces. And this is one of the wildest projects I think that we're working on.
These future interfaces will be truly life-changing. An example that I love is Carnegie Mellon University's NavCog project to help the visually impaired. Our Project Aria research classes can 3D map their surroundings, so CMU used them to build phone maps that enable the visually impaired to navigate more confidently indoors, where GPS signals often don't reach. Here's a look at how this works.
For years, I've gotten around with the assistance of my guide dog, Flirt. I love and depend on her dearly, but a guide
We
dog
love
is
Flirt.
not a navigation system.
We love Flirt.
NavCog can change that.
There is a ramp.
Flirt's
140
awesome.
feet.
What
Wow,
we're
that's
working on
actually
is a
really-
turn-by-turn assistive technology that we've developed at Carnegie Mellon University. We teamed up with Reality Labs and Meta and started using their Project Aria research glasses
This
to
is
build
awesome.
a 3D
Ooh.
map of the Pittsburgh
Ooh.
International Airport. The maps help the user figure out where
Whoa.
they are without having to rely so heavily on external beacons. This is huge because it makes NavCog scalable.
NavCog gives me the freedom to go where I need to go.
Oh, that's
You have
kind of
arrived.
wild.
It really helps me regain my independence.
So is it speaking? Like, is
All
it?
right, so this is a great example of how,
Probably.
when you're building these systems that are oriented around people and how we experience the world, it opens up all of these new avenues to help us do more.
The main point
Because it
is
turns
navigation.
out that the things that you need to do to model reality, like being able to sense the world around you and understand the context for how it all fits together, that's the same thing that you need to augment human capabilities too.
Macular degeneration runs in my family, so I may actually be using the fruits of this research myself one day. Helping the hearing impaired is also on the horizon, and that's another thing that runs in my family. I didn't set out to build glasses for my future self, but it does seem to be working out that way. There's so much more that the interface of the future will bring us, like the ability to right-click on a real object to find out information about it, control our devices without looking down, and get proactive assistance from a personalized digital assistant. We will one day be using this interface to do everything we do now, but more easily, plus a ton of things we haven't even thought of that we'll consider indispensable.
Yeah, so one example is being able to build and manipulate complex 3D objects. And this is central to the metaverse, but it's hard to build 3D objects from scratch. It's much quicker and easier to just use physical objects as templates.
Today, there's no easy way to do that. So we're researching two different technologies to solve that problem. The first one uses machine learning-based neural radiance fields to reconstruct the appearance of a 3D object from multiple 2D images taken at different angles. This method can reproduce even the finest details of an object.
All right, so we're gonna scan Teddy, not just because he's super cute, but also because he's got the right dimensions and level of detail for what we're trying to replicate.
Who
So
is
here's how
Teddy?
it works. So we just scan him on the phone,
This is Pablo every day.
Yeah.
Pablo.
and that's about it. Right now, this takes some processing time, so we got it ready beforehand so we could check it out.
Pablo, come check it out, man. They're scanning Teddy.
Oh, wow. The level of detail in this is impressive. You can kind of see all these fine elements of it, like each individual strand of its hair.
That's pretty sweet.
And you can
Come
even
on.
see through the semi-transparent bow tie that he has on. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful reproduction. The second technology captures geometry and appearance directly.
So here we used a different technique called inverse rendering to scan an object into its digital twin and then bring it into augmented and virtual reality. And it responds dynamically to the lighting in the VR environment. And when you throw it in the air against a wall, or if you bounce it off the ground, it's going to respond the same way that the physical object would. So we used Spark to put the virtual object next to the physical one here. They're almost identical.
Wow.
Neither approach is real-time yet, and each has its limitations. But the goal is to let you quickly and easily make physical objects a part of your virtual world. Of course, the most interesting virtual elements of all are other people in the form of avatars. And as you mentioned earlier, avatars will come in a variety of styles, but one thing I know for sure is that avatars that are photorealistic representations of users would be the most powerful remote connection technology that has ever existed. They would create genuine social presence in the sense of making you feel at a gut level like you are literally with other people, and would span personal distances in a way video conferencing can only dream of.
This is one reason we believe the Metaverse is going to be by far the
this
most
is
social computing
Facebook Reality Labs.
It's
just like
fundamentally
the
about
research
people
department.
and about being with people. So we're going to be able to teleport anywhere and be with anyone, no matter how far apart we physically are. And I think that this is the ultimate goal of social technology. And you're right, one of the keys that will unlock this is avatars that truly represent us.
So, last year, we showed you early progress on full-body codec avatars.
Yeah, and what sets codec avatars apart from other high-quality avatars that you might have seen is that they're fully drivable. So that means that they're not limited to preset movements or expressions. This is an avatar that you can control live in real time with no need to render or export video.
But how?
So it can photorealistically reproduce individual people rather than just generic characters that artists design.
Take all your meetings from this. From this
securing
booth.
your avatar will be critical. We're already thinking about things like encryption and tying
pretty
your
crazy.
avatar to an authenticated account. But beyond privacy, we've continued to develop this technology. For example, it's now possible to change your virtual outfit whenever you want. Cool as that is, it's the face, expressions, eye contact, slight motions that is most quintessentially human. We're putting a lot of research into making the faces of our codec avatars truer to our physical forms. Mark, do you want to show us the latest in codec faces?
Yeah, definitely. Last year during our visit to the lab in Redmond, I saw the second generation of our codec avatars. So these second generation avatars are pretty amazing, right? They're much closer to how you might want to show up in a setting like a work meeting. So I made one of myself. Now we've made them a lot more expressive. And not just simple things like looking left, right, up, down, but also the nonverbal cues that we rely on to communicate with each other and understand tone. Things like raising an eyebrow, squinting, widening my eyes, or scrunching my nose. These avatars are way better at capturing those subtleties that define physical interaction.
That's gonna be crazy.
They're just much more natural.
That's Ready Player One.
And being able to control the lighting on the avatars adds another dimension of life to them.
Look at
when
that.
we move the light around, you can see how it interacts with my hair, or reflects on my skin, and you can even see it in my eyes.
Sick.
Now, these are awesome, but they
I can't
also
tell.
take a really
Can you guys?
long
Can you
time
guys
to
tell
generate.
that that's?
So we're working on something that's a lot quicker for people to
I
use.
think just the movement.
And
I can
we've
tell
made a lot of
bit.
progress
Yeah.
with what we call instant avatars. So here's Autumn from our RL Labs team doing a demo of the process to show exactly what goes into this.
These are much quicker and easier to make. All you need for the scan is your phone, and you can pretty much do this anywhere with reasonable lighting. She scans her face from different angles with a neutral expression for about 30 seconds, then spends another minute and a half making a variety of expressions. And that's really all there is to it.
Hi guys, my 3D avatar is ready for use in my phone or VR. It just took a few hours to generate after my scan, and the team's working on making that processing a whole lot faster.
Yep, that's wild.
Now, obviously, this isn't the same quality as you just saw with the 2.0 codec avatars.
It's just the lack of
However,
movement
they're still
seems
pretty
a little
expressive and realistic.
And this is why we need the blockchain to
We're putting a
verify
whole lot
what's
of
real
effort
and
into
what's not real.
developing these, so anyone can easily create their own high-quality,
cannot
realistic
tell that
avatar
that's not
for
real.
themselves.
All right, thanks, Autumn. Now, this is some of the most inspiring stuff that I feel like we get to work on. So it's great that we're at the stage now where the research foundations that we've laid over the past years are really starting to show up in real products.
For sure. There's still plenty left to do, And everything we've just talked about is still research. It may or may not end up in our products, but it's definitely a glimpse of where technology is headed. Thanks, Mark.
All right, so that just about wraps Connect 2022. Last year, we laid out our vision for the future. And this year, we're taking another big step on the path to get there. What we shared today is the first move towards the 200 million people who get new PCs every year.
Is that him or
one
no?
day
That's
working
what I was
in
just
the
gonna
metaverse.
say. I don't think it is.
I don't think it's him.
That would be nuts.
Products that we showed today are part of a roadmap that extends far into the future. Quest for consumers, Quest Pro
It is.
for work and
It
people
is.
who want the
Is
best
it?
VR
It is.
experience that we can build today, and Ray-Ban Stories for smart glasses. And there are going to be more releases in each of these lines in the years to come, as well as whole new categories of products built for augmented reality and neural interfaces.
It's got to be him.
This is an exciting time to be working on the metaverse. We're investing in this because we believe that there's massive potential here, and we want to bring the best engineers, developers, artists, and like-minded partners together to help build this future. We're at the beginning of a new era in computing. Major shifts like this don't come around that often,
Era?
but we're starting to see one now, and it's going to shape how people connect for decades to come. I want to discuss two values that we believe in deeply that you can expect us to bring to this work. The first is putting people at the center of everything we build. We believe that the next computing platform has the potential to be more social and more human than anything that's come before, if we build it correctly. That's why so much of what we've shown today is about improving how we
Vive
connect
is
and
trolling.
interact.
Trolls, man.
Building out Horizon as social infrastructure for the metaverse, prioritizing hardware that supports facial expressions and eye contact, creating new ways for people to meet and collaborate at work, designing new avatars and photorealistic avatars. These are things that you prioritize if you're focused on helping people connect. So while the underlying technology is pretty inspiring by itself, the reason that we're in this is because it can bring you closer to other people. This is our company's DNA. It's in every service we build. Your friends on Facebook, your followers on Instagram, your family on WhatsApp. It's always about people. And that's how we hope to build the metaverse too. The second value is openness. In every generation of computing, there's been an open ecosystem and a closed ecosystem. There was Windows and Mac, then Android and iOS. Closed ecosystems focus on tight control and integration to create unique experiences and lock-in, although most of that value ends up flowing to the platform over time. Open ecosystems create value and grow through many companies working together, developers having lots of choices, and ultimately, more people sharing in the upside of what is created.
What are you really trying to say, Mark?
An interesting thing about the history of computing is that different models have won out in different periods. It's not predetermined which will be the primary one this time around. But as someone who has experience building under both models, I strongly believe that an open, interoperable metaverse built by many different developers and companies is going to be better for everyone. As you can see today from all of the different partners that we're working with, I see our role as not just helping to build this open ecosystem, but making sure that the open ecosystem wins out in this next generation of the internet.
Dang.
Philosophically, we've always been
music's
about
getting me.
building in the open. We'd rather show
About to
the
cry,
progress
guys.
we're making and talk about the challenges we're still working
Liquid's
through.
coming from my eyes,
We
guys.
don't have all the answers
I know what's
because
going on here.
some of them just don't exist yet. We're all on this journey together. So if you care about technology and how it can help us connect, if you want to help build a world where we can all experience things that haven't been possible before, if you believe in a future where we can all do more and be more present, then I hope that
building
you're
up, man.
just as excited as I am.
I'm not gonna make it.
Thank you for being a part of this journey.
Getting into this,
and we'll
man.
see you again soon.
Oh, good.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know where that was gonna take me.
Yeah, that was wild. Dang, guys.
Wow.
MetaConnect 2022. All right. That's a wrap. All right.
How you feel?
Is it a wrap?
Is
No,
it?
it's not a wrap.
My pleasure
Oh.
to welcome you once again to to Meta Connect.
But wait, there's more.
Our passionate community of creators
I think these
and
are the
developers
breakouts.
for joining us today as
No,
we
there's more.
celebrate
There's more?
a year of innovation and take a
And
look
one
at
more
all
thing.
of what lies ahead.
Actually, there
for
are
all
breakouts.
of
Let me
us.
see.
I'm Melinda Davenport, Internal Comms Director at Meta, and I'm honored to help guide you through all of the exciting announcements, sessions,
All right, I think that's a
and
wrap.
speakers still to come.
No,
today.
what if this is
stay
the
tuned for our
enterprise
developer
breakout?
State
That might
of the
be us.
Union and nearly 30 technical
Put a
sessions
bow on it.
covering
It's a
the
wrap.
topics
Oh,
you
Unundas
care
is on
about
here.
most.
Oh, is he?
Plus,
Yeah.
Reality Labs
Okay.
Consulting Chief
Developer State
Technology
of the-
Officer John
Is that this
Carmack
next one?
will share his
see.
unscripted thoughts on the future of technology. You definitely don't want to miss
1:30
a
is in
minute.
5 minutes.
This is also the first time you can experience Connect from
And I think they talk about
inside
us.
Horizon Worlds. Now,
Really?
many of you have been watching right now from Meta Square. Hello to everyone in the Metaverse. And to everyone else, you can always grab your Meta Quest 2.
It's not over,
jump in
folks.
and
Keep
start
watching.
exploring
Never mind,
for
it's not
yourself.
over.
It's
Because
not over.
today is all
Clear your
about
schedules.
this
It ain't over till it's over.
Everyone watching, building, creating, discovering.
Oh, even more people tuned in.
collaborating,
52
and
people.
innovating
Dang.
together. Now, in the spirit of collaboration, I invited
Collab?
one of your very own to join me. She is a creator whose viral hits have racked up 500 million views and counting. Her ingenious step-by-step tutorials
Who that?
have caught the attention of several Hollywood powerhouses, and she often collabs with iconic global brands. And if that wasn't enough, she is one of Inc.'s 30 under 30. Thank you very much.
Inc.
So please help me welcome
Inc.'s 30 under 30.
award-winning director and one of the star creators featured in today's keynote, Karen X. Chang. Hi, Karen. We're so excited that you're here.
Wow. Hi, Melinda. Thank you so much for that. I am so excited to be here today and spend the day learning
Karen
with this
X.
creative community of builders.
Professor X.
So
Middle
for
initial.
my cameo in the
Would I know her
keynote,
from?
I actually
Like, if
got
I
to
don't
try out the
recognize her, but is
MetaQuest
there
Pro,
anything that y'all know that she
it was
does?
just such
I
a
don't know.
surreal feeling, like putting on the headset and then being able to also see my physical space. It's mind-blowing how far this tech has come.
Oh, I so agree. Totally agree with you. And it's so awesome to be amongst people like you who are actually using and doing these things on our platform. It's very, very cool. And before we get to other things, you have to tell me, how did you get started in all of this?
Yeah, so I got started really just shooting and editing everything by myself. But after about
So
a
she
year,
does what
I
now?
noticed I hit the
She's
limit
a
of
like
my
creative
own
director,
technical
so she
abilities and what I could do
creates
by
like
myself.
At Meta?
So
promotional.
I started
No, not
reaching
just Meta.
out
Everything.
to this community
Like
and to
Apple,
other Instagram creators to collaborate. and
Netflix,
that's
Puma.
when it really clicked. You know, when you can tap
Adobe.
into the talents of others, it's almost like you get to try on their superpowers and then create something
She does a lot of brand
far beyond
work, it
what
looks
either
like.
one of you could have done on your own. And I feel the same way about new technology. You know, I've really been interested in 3 areas this past year. So artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and augmented reality.
Yo, Tim, are we able
And
to
I know a lot of people
tune this
watching
down a little
today
bit
who are
so we
just
can kind of talk with some of the people
constantly
here
pushing the boundaries
until
of
our
these
segment comes back up?
I really think
Just slightly.
that in the next few
It's like-
years,
Maybe just bring the stream
with
volume
more
down.
tools like
Yeah, stream
MetaQuest
volume's like
Pro,
flooding my
We're
ears.
going to revolutionize how creatives work,
Just go.
and we're just going to empower so many people.
No,
who
that's good,
never
that's good.
even consider themselves artists.
I can still hear it,
create
which is good.
Yeah.
So number one, David Boucher said he still wants to see Caleb dance.
Hey, we didn't hit 100, Dave. We didn't hit 100.
Did
That
we
was-
though? I
that
mean, maybe it was
the
like
deal.
passively.
That
I
was
think.
the deal. I was watching it. Trust me, I was watching
You
it.
said you didn't say 100 concurrent.
Yeah. See.
You
Dance,
know what
bro.
I meant.
Come on.
You knew what I
You gotta
meant. You
dance,
know what I
Caleb.
meant.
You
And
gotta
plus, I
dance,
still don't
Caleb.
think we hit 100 unique.
Yo, Elon dances even just a little bit.
Hey, Elon's your boy.
So exciting.
Brian Chesky dances even a little bit.
All right, Brian Chesky's my boy. Never met him, but.
So thoughts so far? We're not allowed to comment on the hardware until 10:25.
Yeah.
So until then, we cannot comment on the hardware itself.
Got you. Yeah, I think honestly, a lot of the stuff that was talked about is like super exciting. Like it's cool to see like some of the advancements of Reality Labs, like the plants that looked. Yeah, I mean obviously they only stayed on it for maybe a couple of seconds, but it looked real. And the fact that you can like grab an image of it and reconstruct it in 3D space and then pick it up, like that's incredible. So that's some cool stuff. But obviously it was cool to see our screens.
Ooh, it's coming up. Developer State of the Union.
Oh snap!
Our boy Anandas.
Is he jumping on? Oh, there it is. He's third in line. Third in line.
Everyone follow this guy on Twitter, LinkedIn. He is awesome. He's been the biggest supporter of Immersed. I love that man. He's a huge mentor to me. So.
Welcome to the
Love
Connect
Yanand.
Developer State of the Union.
Oh yeah, turn this back up.
Designed to give you developers a view into our current state of our platform. cover major updates and upcoming features that are relevant to you, as well as to builders working in Meta Horizon worlds. Now, I'm going to talk about the state of our VR ecosystem, after which Yardley Pohl will discuss new features, technologies, and improvements we've made for developers in the last year. And finally, Anand Das will cover our efforts to push VR forward as a platform for work, creator tools, fitness, and learning. Later today, there are many more sessions on specific topics devoted to all aspects of developing for the metaverse. So please stay tuned. Now, usually when Connect comes around, I get up here and I talk about how the Meta Quest platform is developing into a viable ecosystem for developers. And I show some graphs, and I talk about how well the market is doing, and I talk about some trends. And I'm going to do that today also. I think that's important. Like, developers need this information to operate their business. But this year, I kind of wanted to do something a little bit different. I want to take a step back and just look at how far we've come. I took
some
over
big pauses.
the management
I'm
of
gonna grab a drink real quick. You guys want
third-party
anything?
VR content
Will
at
you
Meta
grab me a
in
Diet Coke?
2018.
Get me something fancy.
And when I
Fancy,
did
I
that,
got
I
you.
had one goal:
Thanks, man.
to produce an ecosystem that produces.
Don't forget
great
to drop a
software
like,
for our customers.
subscribe, share this video.
I ran a independent
Smash
game
that
studio
like button.
for
Smash that
several
like,
years,
punch that
and,
like button.
What I learned.
Yeah, y'all,
is
we
that
are.
there some platforms
We're going to
that,
hear from Anand Das
go
in a
to
few.
really
He's going to
great
talk about
lengths
Immersed.
to
Shout out to
show
all the
the success of
Immersionaries
their
in the middle over here. If you can
and then
see
there are other
them
platforms that don't.
joining us from the Orbitarium in
Our team's
space.
goal
We love
was
you
to
guys.
build a software
do.
ecosystem
Oh, that side.
on Meta
Also,
Quest
he's not going to talk about
makes,
Immersed.
the
like, that's not the
business
point of his talk. He's talking about store
to build
content. But I
software for
think
VR.
he talks
Just
about,
one
he
that-
alluded to
Or he
talking
mentions.
about work. Yeah, he might mention it. I have no idea what
I
he's going
wanted
to
to
say.
build
Gotcha,
a
gotcha.
platform
This is unfiltered.
that my former studio
We hope he talks about
would have
Immersed.
wanted to
Yeah.
ship to. And I think that developers don't have a reason to support any platform unless it's profitable for them. And so our team, we focused on
who's this?
user trust and
developer relations?
revenue generation
I think it's developer
as our North Star
relations.
goals.
Yeah, I forget his name.
Well, fast forward to earlier this year, we made an announcement of a major milestone, which is that sales of VR titles in the Quest store have surpassed $1 billion.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's a lot of money.
A billion.
And when I talk to developers,
That's a lot of money.
particularly
Not hundreds of
developers
millions,
who aren't
a
currently
billion.
building for VR,
That's insane.
they're
wild.
universally surprised that we've grown our platform so significantly. Actually, I think that Quest has grown so fast since 2019 that there's many folks out there who haven't realized that VR is no longer an enthusiast
This is
niche
Chris
product.
Pruitt, Director of Content Ecosystem.
The best news is, our growth is accelerating. We've now surpassed $1.5 billion. And these numbers are
crazy.
material to companies of any scale, and they translate directly to developer profit.
Where's mine, man?
In our quest to
I got this.
create a viable VR ecosystem, we've ended up building
Why
one of the
does Tim have
largest
so many screens
publishing
up open over
programs for independent
Tim's
games
got like
in
5
the entire
screens.
world.
She uses a VR headset.
And we've
Tim's
done
a
it
beast.
by
Get that boy in Immersed.
working very closely with developers and sometimes funding the titles that they're building. We've helped fund hundreds of games and apps that are in active development today. Like hundreds of games. That's an incredible pipeline of titles, particularly for a platform that's as young as ours. And we know that, there are thousands of developers out there that we don't have a direct engagement with that are building for Quest and the Quest platform. I mean, just looking back over the last 12 months, we've been able to launch some fantastic titles, like
Gym Class VR.
Resident Evil 4,
Sinners.
Blade and Sorcery, Red Matter 2, Moss, Book 2,
Moss. Interesting.
The Tale of Onigoro,
Ooh.
After the Fall,
Let's go.
Medal of Honor, Above and Beyond.
Yeah, you'll
I
get
played that
Halo
one.
in there.
I was so
Zenith,
good, remember,
The Last
Josh?
City.
I was so good, and I definitely
Green
beat
Hell,
Tim. Definitely beat
Demio.
him.
We all beat
And there
Tim,
are
Yeah,
Ava.
of course.
including Ghostbusters, The
Smash that
Walking
like
Dead,
button.
Saints and Sinners Chapter 2, as well as Behemoth, just to name a few. And look, it's not just video games either. Fitness apps like Lamil Body Combat And productivity apps like
Immersed.
Archeo
Immersed.
have also
Immersed.
found a
Missed
home.
it. Did you say Pinocchio?
What I'm trying to say
Productivity
here
apps like
is that
Pinocchio.
the
He's like,
Quest platform is growing really rapidly, and it's already returning material revenue to VR developers. And that's translating directly into higher quality software for our audience. You know, the platform we have today is exactly the type of platform I wish I could have shipped to when I ran my own studio.
Oh,
But,
is he
you know,
one of the
to
studios
quote
that
the great
acquired?
LeVar Burton.
I don't know.
You don't have to
That's a
take
good
my
question.
word for it.
I'll look it up.
Let's take a look at the numbers.
Let's take a look.
Chris Pruitt.
Of over 400 apps on the Quest store, roughly 1 in 3 are making revenue in the millions.
Wow, look at that.
33 titles have made over 10 million.
A third of all apps are making millions in revenue.
11,
That's crazy.
Since February. And the number of apps that have made over $5 million in gross revenue has doubled since last year, up to 55.
Wow.
Walking Dead's a great example. Walking Dead has
All right, sorry, guys, we're gonna start
$50
charging
million
now.
in revenue on Quest alone.
Oh no.
And that's nearly double.
That's
the
not funny,
revenue
Reggie.
on all of the other platforms it ships on.
Just kidding. As
It's
long as you
not
smash
just
that like button.
You know, developers are finding success.
We
on our
know, we can
platform.
tell.
They're actually finding it really quickly.
We track the likes.
I can give you some examples. Resident Evil 4
No, we are
and
free.
Zenith: The Last City. You know, the
As you
first
heard
is
back in
a,
July
it's a
when we announced
classic. It's one of the best games ever
Wow, that
made.
was July.
It's one of my personal favorites.
That was July?
It's July.
Completely rebuilt
Time
for
has
VR.
flown.
Man alive.
And the other is
That's
like
Gotta move
a
faster.
brand new title from a small independent team. Both of these titles made their first $1 million in revenue on the Quest store in less than 24 hours. Actually, Resident Evil was able to double that number by the end of their first day of sales. But like Blade and Sorcery hit a $1 million milestone in 2 days from its launch. And then we have some devs that have done it in as little as 3 days as well. But as our ecosystem for professional
Is he
development studios has
ad-libbing?
expanded, so has
I
the
think he
community
might be.
of small independent developers.
It looks like he's looking at a
The
teleprompter.
broader community of developers
he's not looking
is
right at the
absolutely
camera.
critical
But
to
he's like
push
looking all the way
innovation
out here
experimentation
and
forward
pausing
on
for
our
like
platform.
5 minutes.
We're seeing incredible
He's
innovation
She's looking
trying
at
his
points.
best.
developers who are shipping on App Lab.
Maybe.
They should
both
cut it
in
up a little bit,
content
yeah.
and in business model. There are over 2,000 apps shipped on App Lab so far, and we consider this a huge success.
Gym class VR.
And we've continued to invest in improving the experience for developers who are shipping to App Lab. So I'm happy to say that the average turnaround time from submission to response is now less than 3 days.
Interesting.
Now, I know that there are some of you out there who are wondering, you know, I hear you about this game stuff, but you know, what does that have to do with the metaverse? And I think the answer to that question is, you know, that as we've seen over the last several years, it's games and game developers that are pioneering the principles and core technologies that ground the metaverse.
Very true.
You know, the goal of a truly social, persistent, co-present experience, I mean, that's going to be achieved by games first. And so this innovative work is absolutely critical to our long-term mission. We're also constantly delivering new technology to our headsets, whether that's pass-through MR,
Hand tracking.
hand tracking,
Facial expressions.
or as you heard
Oh,
about
you
this
called
morning, face and eye tracking.
Dang, Caleb.
Caught them both.
Pathetic.
The developers that write the rule book for these new features are going to be, again, the small independent developers that can move
Mary
really
Beth
quickly,
says, "Hi, Ava."
feel out the grammar of new
Hi,
technology.
Mary Beth.
And, you know, they often will discover things that we've never
She
even
can't hear
considered.
you, Ava.
Just take a look at how the developer of Cubism
She can hear
has
it.
been using our presence
I
platform,
guess that's true.
or how Magic Keys is making it easier to learn the
Cubism
piano
seems so
with MR.
satisfying. Not gonna lie.
It does.
I mean, these are really cool on Quest 2, even in black and
It
white.
also sounds like a
But they're
religion.
going to absolutely shine with color pass-through
Oh my
on
God.
MetaQuest Pro.
I'm a cubist.
I'm a cubist.
It's developers like these that are teaching us
believe in cubism.
and you and the rest of the world, you know, what this technology can do. Of course, we are continuing to develop Meta Horizon worlds and continuing to invest in growing the amazing community of technical builders and that are designing immersive worlds. And we're seeing incredible innovation from this group. It's a very early builder community. But as we said, you know, many times, we're at the beginning of a journey. And the technology that we're discussing today, both with the announcement of the MetaQuest Pro and through all of the sessions that we're going to show today, it's foundational to the future of the metaverse and for you who are joining us in its creation. The MetaQuest platform, well, we feel great about how strong it's become. And we're continuing to invest in making it even better. Now, to detail some of the new features of the MetaQuest Pro, as well as great new tech we're building for you, please let me introduce Yardley Pohl.
Yardley Pohl.
Anondas is after
Chris.
her.
In today's keynote, you heard Mark
Director
and
of
Angela
Product.
talk about our latest VR device, Meta Quest Pro. This is a start of our Pro line and a major step towards VR expanding from a
Looks
gaming
so
device
thin.
towards a general
It's
computer.
because it is so thin.
Developers can build new types of apps and experiences that take advantage of Meta Quest Pro's unique capabilities, such as color pass-through, sensors to support more natural avatar expressions, and more extensive multitasking capabilities.
If you're just now tuning in, smash that like
We'll
button.
have a number of sessions
We got
covering
5 more
Meta
likes.
Quest Pro
Nice.
today, starting with our Meta Quest Pro and Presence Platform overview session. Apart from Meta Quest Pro, we announced 2 new ways for users to interact with your apps. First is the Meta Quest Touch Pro controllers.
Interesting.
Premium controllers are
Interesting.
self-tracked, meaning you can support a variety of new movements in your app, regardless of where the headset wearer is looking. They also support brand new True Touch haptics, unlocking new ways to provide user feedback. Now, if your user doesn't have a controller in their hands, you can take advantage of the hand tracking API. This improved API brings step change improvements in tracking continuity, gesture support, movement, and performance. A year ago, we announced a Presence Platform, which is a collection of machine perception capabilities that will help power the metaverse. And since then, we've seen hundreds of developers building experiences leveraging our platform. This year, Presence Platform has added more capabilities for mixed reality, enhanced interaction with hands and voice, and is adding a new pillar for social presence with the launch of Movement SDK. We're also bringing Presence Platform capabilities like pass-through, mixed reality, scene understanding, and anchors to web developers through WebXR. We're committed to bringing the capabilities that make it easier for you to develop and ship more immersive experiences at scale.
Immersed.
As VR moves towards general computing, it's important to support a variety of use cases. Today, we're excited to share that Microsoft is bringing VR versions of Teams and Windows 365 to the Meta Quest Store for productivity users.
Interesting. So
Quest
Horizon
also
Workrooms,
supports
Teams has a
progressive
VR
web
app.
apps
Yep.
with
That's not
rich
Workrooms.
2D
No, that's
multitasking
Microsoft.
That's Teams, yeah.
Wow.
So you can
Yeah, that's
easily
interesting to see how that
access
works
the
out.
top
Yeah.
productivity, communication, and entertainment apps in your life while in VR.
And it looks like they're going to be able to stream
New
their the Windows.
for Meta Quest Pro,
the PC
you'll be able
as
to
well.
open up
Nice.
2D apps in an overlay without leaving the VR destination you're in, thanks to an expanded 12 gigabytes of RAM. This makes bringing your 2D apps to VR even more valuable. Over last year, developers have added a number of progressive web apps, or PWAs, to the Meta Quest Store. And even more are on their way, like Dropbox, LastPass, Coursera, and Peacock. Building PWAs for Quest is now even easier than before, thanks to our partnership with Microsoft to add Quest support to their popular PWA Builder developer tool. We're excited to see what you do with the new capabilities and what you can build with them. Now, I want to share some updates from the overall Meta Quest platform. Our teams are listening to your feedback to help drive our roadmap and priorities. So please keep it coming. We're creating new ways to help you, 1, build apps faster, 2, realize your app's potential, and 3, find new ways to make money
Those
and
kind of
grow
look
your
like the
business on
illustrations
the
on our
MetaQuest
website.
platform.
Like our
We'll start
current
with
ones?
building
Yeah.
faster. We know there's a lot to do to build
Somebody
a
went to
great
our
app.
website.
They copy
And we
us.
want to help you maximize your time making your app amazing versus just making it work. First, Meta Quest Developer Hub. The product formerly known as the Oculus Developer Hub is getting several new features that will make switching between your engine and your headset much easier. We're launching input forwarding to minimize the time you have to put on your headset to test a change. You'll be able to control your Quest with a mouse and a keyboard and see the results on your PC via casting. We're also releasing scriptable testing to help automate parts of your workflow. For example, with scripts, you can factory reset your device and sign in with a new test user and disable system features that could impact your
Oh, that's
test,
cool.
all without human intervention. Next, for Unity developers, we're making improvements to your Unity plugin. We'll be offering distribution via Package Manager to simplify and streamline the installation and update process. Finally, we'll be launching our Meta XR Simulator in early 2023, which simulates our XR devices and features on an API level, allowing for fast iteration when developing Quest apps.
What does that even mean?
Learn more about how you can build faster in a later session called VR Development at the Speed of Light. Next, let's talk about new ways to realize your app's potential. We want to help build a performant and fun experience that's well attuned to your audience. Last year, we launched the Meta Avatars SDK for Unity to simplify development for
Hey,
you.
Ryan's favorite game.
And since then, the number of apps with Meta Avatars has tripled. And now, with the release of Meta Quest Pro, you can use the Meta Avatars SDK to leverage the full eye and face tracking capabilities of the hardware. By bringing personality to VR with avatars that mimic users' natural facial expressions, we think that more people will feel more present than ever in your app.
Anondas is coming up.
We have many
go.
sessions dedicated to Meta Avatars SDK, so if you want to hear directly from any of those devs
Just tuning in,
who
smash
are
that like button.
successfully integrating the SDK,
Share it with your friends and family.
check out those sessions.
Let them know Immersed is the future.
Now we know that you want to.
And if you guys are on Twitter, we would love
every
if you
drop
guys
of
can
compute out of our
repost
hardware.
this YouTube live
So we
stream.
can improve our performance
Here, I'm gonna
Like
copy paste some
adding
links if it lets me.
support for
Retweeting.
simple
Thank you,
perf
Ava.
and
Appreciate
multiple
that.
shader
Tweet again.
stacks to render dock. Now you can really level up the immersiveness of your games
said
by
repost.
optimizing graphics, compute, and memory. Apps like Red Matter 2 have already used these capabilities to deliver stunning graphics on a standalone headset. Everyone loves playing games in VR with family and friends, and so we're improving multiplayer services to help you engage with your communities. Destinations are a great way to highlight fresh, relevant experiences on the platform. So we're adding them in more services such as Explore. And look out for the new app-to-app
Hey, 38
travel
likes, look at that.
API at the end of this year so that users can travel from one store app to another, allowing
It was
you
at
to
14 when I
cross-promote between apps.
The call to action.
Lastly,
action.
we're
I appreciate you
shipping a
guys hitting
new
that like button.
multiplayer demo and update to shared spaces. Find out more in the session bringing people together later today.
Let's see if we can get the like button up to
Now,
100.
I know you've all been
And then
waiting
Caleb will
for
do a
this.
dance.
And Caleb will do a
Once you've
dance.
built a great app that delights your users, we
Let's
want
see
to
it.
make
Let's
sure
see
you
it.
have the
Hey,
means
I
to
really want to
get
see
that
Caleb dance.
Preview.
Caleb,
Me too. I've
Small
never
preview.
seen that.
hold on. Actually,
Come on.
We
will
want
you
to
dance if we get to 100
succeed.
likes?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh my
he'll
God,
do it.
come
Caleb
on, guys.
never dances.
He agreed.
Caleb never dances.
I'm not a dancer.
All right, you gotta give him a teaser.
I'm not a dancer.
Teaser, small.
We got 38 likes. Let's go.
Just give us a little like
39.
39.
First,
No. 100. You got to do it at 100.
I missed it. I missed it. Do a
Alright,
little bit.
alright,
Gotta wait. Gotta wait.
They don't know what they're missing out on.
Double-digit
They're
improvements to
40.
the
Hit
conversion
rewind.
rate on their app store.
Hey, we should all
You can
do
test
Fit
new
XR
trailers,
in the
key
office
art, and descriptions.
one
We're
day
also
after work.
adding new testable
Yes.
Because
options like
yoga?
I'ma
keywords,
crush y'all.
Screenshots, and
bet.
assets.
Ava's so competitive.
A few minutes to set up.
She's never even tried Fit
You'll
XR.
also now have an option to automatically test
like,
new
oh.
changes to your product details page.
It's a problem.
Next is try before you buy. A
More money,
new way
make more
for you
money.
to offer a free time-bound trial to users before they pay.
Give me money.
We're testing this feature right now and seeing really promising signs. We'll continue to iterate on the product, such as allowing you to choose how long the trial lasts and A/B testing it with your audience. Third, we've heard you ask for more flexibility around when and how you offer sales and bundles. And we'll
This is
soon
important
be making
information.
them self-service.
You're right.
You'll be able to propose sales.
47. Halfway there.
Oh
Almost.
my goodness, we're at 46 already?
Oh, come on.
47.
Go!
I got 47 on mine.
We're not even halfway there.
We are already.
Let's
We're
get it.
Not even halfway
Let's get it.
Share it to
It's
all your
half
family and
full.
friends.
And on
The
your
glass
app
is half
product
full.
details page. You can use these
Caleb's
apps
gonna
to
dance
highlight
at
the
100 likes.
aesthetics
I'm just
of
saying it.
speakers and
Just
headsets
putting it out there.
and
Caleb never
ultimately
dances.
drive more
So
purchases for your app.
I'm not a
We're
dancer.
also
I'm
launching
not a dancer.
more ways to monetize your IP.
I can
Meta
rap.
avatars
I can rap a
that
little
launch
bit.
on Facebook
He
and
can.
Instagram
He can rap a
and
little bit.
Messenger
I can
in
rap.
June.
Thank you, Ava.
You're
Ava said I can
welcome.
rap. I can
VR
Every
freestyle.
now and then
this
he
year.
like pulls out
The
some
Bars.
store will
and
be
I'm
available to keep
genuinely
on Quest
impressed.
Home
I got bars.
And in
Sure.
third-party applications.
Dance,
that
though?
integrate
Not
with
me.
53
Meta
likes. Oh my
avatars
gosh.
and
Let's
potential
go.
Yo, this is gonna happen.
By the way,
55.
by the way,
Over time,
bots do not count.
we've had
There are no
How
bots
would
on
you know?
YouTube.
I don't know.
YouTube blocks that
I
junk.
don't know, but if multiple accounts,
60.
shut the front door.
60.
Are you lying?
We are we're at 60. We're at 60.
Sharing it with people.
Y'all, share this live stream.
Wait, I'm gonna
Caleb
tag
will
everyone in the
dance.
company.
Stop it.
If we get to 200 likes, you'll get on the table and dance.
Oh, table dance.
updates, ensuring that recent
She goes,
reviews are
oh, table dance.
You can learn more about these areas
63.
in our session on
Wait, who's out here liking this
Meta
stuff?
Quest
Where's
app.
it coming from?
They're sending it to all their friends and
Appreciate
family.
your
Oh my
feedback and
gosh.
ongoing
Can I
partnership
see
to
who's
help
liking
us
it? I'm
deliver
unliking it.
products
No,
I just
no, you
unliked
can't.
it. We went down one. I unliked it.
Oh my
And
god.
now to discuss new
You're battling
opportunities for
Caleb.
app
If you're liking this
developers
video,
on
you're
Meta
battling
Quest.
Caleb, who is
Please
downvoting.
welcome Ananda.
He's literally actively creating accounts to downvote.
Hey, thanks,
Ananda,
everyone.
let's go!
This began by talking about building a software
Everyone's
ecosystem
silent.
on MetaQuest that makes the developer's business decision to support VR an obvious one. And thanks to the incredible game developers and the technology platform that Yardley presented, we're well on this journey. But now it's time to expand that journey. Over time, we believe it's inevitable that other categories of experiences will emerge on Quest.
I love this man.
And that's what we're going to talk about today. Working alongside developers, we've invested in building an ecosystem around all the new technologies that Quest brings over time.
Yo, these likes
New
are
presence
still
platform
going up.
capabilities.
They
like
are.
reality and
72
social
likes.
presence.
Let's go.
New
Stop.
kinds of apps will be created and businesses will be born that could exist only because of the superpowers of virtual reality and mixed reality. Experiences that go beyond gaming and entertainment, starting to transform VR into a tool for productivity, collaboration.
Hey, let's go.
Hey.
It's done. So today, I want to talk about some of these new categories and experiences and spotlight some incredible developers who are blazing the trail for all of us and inspiring us along the way. While it's still early days, here are 4 categories that we find are really resonating with customers. 1,
Yes,
work
come
and
on.
productivity tools. 2,
Where are we going?
creator tools. 3, fitness, wellness, and sports. And finally, learning and exploration. Just as more people are working from different locations, developers are recreating the very foundations of how we work and collaborate together.
Snap.
For example, developers such as vSpatial, Engage, Immersed, and Arthur are helping people
Let's
work without
go!
the limitations of their physical environment, eliminating computer screens, workstations, and even rooms altogether. For example,
let's go!
Immersed allows
Let's
you to add
go!
up to 5 virtual screens
pretty.
and easily move from one to the other to work or program in focus mode.
Wow.
Immersed has
That's a
taken this
beastly
a
Unity
step
team that
further
pulled that off.
with their addition of pass-through. Want to create a circular
Shout
pole
out to all of our
easily find your
developers,
mouse? Now you can.
our whole team.
You can see your real desk, your keyboard, and customize pass-through to your liking. With Immersed on Meta Quest Pro,
Amazing.
you can stay
He's in
in
real
the
life.
headset
Wow, that's a nice
longer
office.
for more productive work sessions.
Let's go.
Let's go.
3D
Dang.
design and
Let's
modeling is
go.
creating
Hey, shout out to all those mercenaries in the Orbitarium right now.
Yeah.
We're only here because of all of y'all.
Because of you.
Prototypers, game developers, researchers.
Thank you guys for all your love and support.
Historically,
After that, he skipped straight to creativity. Appreciate you, Anandas.
What we're seeing
Man,
now
all the support.
is developers augmenting specific
Hey,
areas.
Tim, can we lower the volume a little bit now? We could talk. I mean, I think the rest is that was kind of the point. So,
hey,
some people don't know this. The reason why I have such a deep affection for Anandas is because I was in a meeting with him one time, and he was like, "Hey, everyone on the Meta team, if Renji and the team ask for anything, just give it to them." And so Anandas has honestly been an amazing help for us in our team. He's been like, Immersed wouldn't be nearly as successful as we are today if it weren't for him literally fighting for us internally at Meta. So huge thank you to Anandas and that team. They've just been able to work with us for the past year and really develop alongside them for a lot of the stuff that you'll be seeing on the new Cambria or the new Quest Pro. So get the new Quest Pro. You're going to love Immersed. I've been working Immersed on the Quest Pro for a long time. I feel so bad for anyone who has a Quest 2.
I gave mine to our developers.
And legit, it sounds crazy. With pass-through on, full pass-through, I legit, I think my longest session so far is maybe 4.5, 5 hours. Actually, I think maybe I was in a meeting with you as I was passing 5 hours. Because when you have full pass-through on, you just feel like you're already in the real world. You just have virtual displays. So check out Immerse on the Quest Pro. It's going to blow your freaking mind. We're not allowed to talk too much about the hardware itself, but Immersed on the Quest Pro is... I want to get you guys' thoughts, actually. You guys obviously have tried it. So
Yeah, it's amazing. I honestly, color pass-through is freaking amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's it is a game changer. I'm so excited to see how that technology develops. But the very fact that you can see your surroundings and in clarity and have screens, it just really paints the picture of what virtualizing your hardware is like. I mean, the fact that you can now have spatial UI that you can interact with and see your screens, and when you take your headset off, it's just your laptop sitting there. It's just it sounds so simple, but it's such a mind-blowing thing when you see it.
Josh actually demoed it. Go to Immersed Instagram or the TikTok. He actually demos this on HD color pass-through with the Pro. I'll paste a link in the comments as well.
Yeah, you'll see it. Yeah, what about you guys?
I mean, yeah, I think the color pass-through is just... the first time I tried it, I don't think I even really comprehended how great it would be to work in it. When I just put it on for a second, I saw it and I was like, oh wow, this is cool. But then someone on our team, Cough Cough Pablo, stole my Quest Pro. So I didn't get to use it. I know he's somewhere over there. But so I didn't get to work in it for a while. And then when I finally did, it was mind-blowing. And just that little thing of being able to just see everyone and not feeling immersed in VR, the environments I really love for when it's heads down and I want to block out distractions and everything. But when it's a thing where it's I'm working, but I still kind of want to be collaborating with the people around me, it's remarkable how it just feels like I'm still in the room, but I have these screens floating up in front of my face. It's
that
so
no one else
cool.
can see, only you can see it. That's just, it still blows my mind.
It's so cool. It's so cool. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I can't paste the comments. I'm looking and I can see that it's blocking my my links. It block links.
Interesting.
So go to Immerse Instagram, go to Immerse TikTok, go to my LinkedIn as well. We post a bunch of stuff on all of this. So literally today was the earliest we were allowed to post it. So Caleb, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean the Quest Pro is definitely better. If you're somebody who is interested in the mixed reality aspect of working in AR VR, this is definitely an upgrade for sure. If you're exclusive VR fan, it may not, just in my opinion, it may not be worth it. Just being honest. But if you're working in mixed reality, and the clarity of the screens is, I think it is better. It's definitely
they said 37% higher pixel density.
Definitely better. It's definitely better. But for the cost, that's up to the individual to weigh. So that's kind of up to you. I still work in the Quest 2 just fine. I think I'm just used to it. But if you want something that is definitely an upgrade, that's the Quest Pro for sure.
I feel like that reminded me too. I think that the color on screens is better.
Is better too.
Yeah, because I do so much design work, and it was really hard for me to do that with the Quest 2. But it just, everything is sharper, more saturated, everything else that I think makes a huge difference.
You know what's crazy? I didn't even realize this, but I was color grading a video on the Quest Pro, And I don't typically do that on the Quest 2.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I
Yeah.
didn't even realize it.
Wait, you do what on the Quest Pro?
Color grade, like color grade.
Oh,
video.
you change. Okay.
Yeah, because the color kind of space
Yeah.
of the monitors
Yeah.
of the Quest 2 was not like super accurate. So when you would color grade it, it just wouldn't. And Tim did a whole video on this, but it's on the YouTube channel. But there's there's just like it's not super accurate. But I did it in the Quest Pros. Actually, I didn't even realize it.
Yeah.
It's
You
crazy.
realize you're
I
actually-
didn't even realize I was doing it.
They talked about how it's way better contrast as well on this.
Yes. Yeah,
So-
definitely is.
That's wild.
Yeah, I think with the also like it is lighter. Like having the battery pack on the Quest 2, the whole the Elite strap, all of that. It is definitely heavier. With the Cambria, obviously there's less hardware. Like it's thinner, it's pancake lenses. It is lighter. So I think being able to work in Immersed for extended periods of time is actually a lot easier because it's less of a strain on your neck. What else is interesting?
For whatever it's worth, there's no over-the-top strap. So if you're big on your hair, this thing has an over-the-top strap. And so Cambria or Quest Pro does not.
Have you ever tried taking that off? Because you can take it off.
Actually, no, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
Just leave it.
But then it's kind of like slides, right?
What do you mean?
It doesn't fit super great.
Oh, I'm not sure. I haven't used that in a long, long time.
Yeah.
Be jealous. I'm just kidding. But get a Cambria Pro. I mean, sorry, Quest Pro. Gosh,
Are you,
I need
are you sure it comes off? I don't think it does.
Yeah,
You just
the
cut
front
it.
side. The front side. Yeah, or cut it.
Oh, so it just hangs?
Just cut it.
Yeah, I mean on the Elite strap, yeah.
Yeah, I would say form factor is definitely an upgrade, right? So, I mean, to Caleb's point, right, if you're an everyday VR enthusiast, right, you can probably get by with a Quest 2. Like, you can get by on a Quest 2,
Yeah.
right? There's no doubt about that, right? So, this is an upgrade, right? And so, the slimmer profile, the no strap over the top, is it lighter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's lighter, and then it doesn't stand out as much because this is obviously white, like just very kind of bright, and you can kind of.
Oh, by the way, we can't give away too much about the hardware apparently. So
right.
obviously we can only say the obvious that they already talked about
Right,
here, but
just the stuff
anything
that we
extra we can't really talk about.
Right.
Oh, actually, well then, comment on the face, like the shield thing. That's huge for me.
The
how
side
there's
guards?
how there's kind of
yes.
that block that comes down. That was fantastic.
Yeah,
especially for in VR, I think, as opposed to being in pass through, because it like you don't have any of that kind of light leak coming in that is one, distracting, and two, just makes it a little bit harder to see.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
Very cool.
all of that, and then just you like the screen clarity that you get to see inside. Right. It's like it's an upgrade, right? So I think for people who are working, this is an awesome upgrade. Like it will really
100%.
make the difference.
Yep.
For working, because I mean, for the people who have tried it here, is just can already tell, right, and like prefer to work in that versus the Quest 2.
So I put the links in the description, so just refresh the page and you'll be able to watch it. And also make sure to smash that thumbs
Smash
up.
that
We're only
button.
19
We're 19 away.
19 away.
My
19
goodness,
away.
y'all,
The cutoff.
100 likes and Caleb will dance.
He'll
he
dance.
He never dances.
He never dances.
Not a dancer.
Please.
I'm not a dancer.
He never dances.
As a thank
I'm
you
a
to
rapper.
us for all of our hard work on Immersed, please gift us this.
By the way, we got
and
till
like our video.
2:05 Central Time, and then I cut it off.
No, you can't do that. That's 3 minutes. Come on. All right, y'all. We got to get these likes up. Come on.
82.
All right, give them some more reasons. All right, so share it with all your friends and family. We're talking about Cambria stuff on the software side, for Quest Pro stuff for Immersed on the software side. We're going to talk about that. Anything else that's interesting? So obviously, we talked about pass-through portals. Have you guys messed with pass-through portals on the Quest Pro?
Yes.
I guess what sort of things would you use it for? Like, because I know some people, honestly, some users don't even realize that portals is a thing.
Yeah.
I use them for my drinks all the time.
Okay.
That is amazing because I am such a klutz. And so if I don't have a portal and I've got like a coffee or a drink or
Oh, you
whatever,
might
I
smack it.
will punch it and knock it over.
Yeah.
But with a portal, then I can see it and it's amazing.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's honestly the easiest. That, and honestly too, there was a point where I was drawing on my desk, like using my whiteboard as a real, or using my desk as a real whiteboard.
Oh.
And I had a
portal
rectangular
open.
portal that was just flush to my desk. And I was just kind of, I could see that was pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm trying to think some interesting uses I've used it for. I mean, so I've mainly been using it for just full pass-through. So I'm
Yeah.
just like in my office, but I have my multiple screens.
Right. I'm not the best touch typer. I legitimately use pass-through for my keyboard.
I use keyboard
Yeah.
portal every single time, every session.
So for me, it really helps me because I notice that I'm not like necessarily looking at my keyboard, but it just helps me with like hand placement. Like
Exactly.
that one little glance that I have.
Yeah.
down.
It's like I'm not looking for every single key, but just if I get a little off center, I can look back and it helps.
Which honestly, for Immersed, that's going to be huge because
That's
a lot
huge.
of our users talk about that, right?
Yeah.
They talk about needing to see their keyboard. They're not everybody's a touch typer, and people really liked keyboard overlay when that first came out. And so now that problem is going to be solved pretty significantly.
And it's a big difference between for that.
That's
the
literally
clarity
what
between Cambria or between Quest Pro.
That's
and
literally what
Quest 2.
Michael Bowen's asking, or Bowen's asking. How is the pass-through camera quality? Can you read the keys on the LED keyboard? Yes, you can.
Yes,
it is awesome. It is a lot
very,
better.
very cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, Alan said that he uses it for his doorway.
Yep.
I sometimes used to do that, but we're working on some other behind-the-scenes stuff to make that more persistent. You'll see that coming, and there's also going to be improvements coming out for keyboard pass-through as well, so that it's just easier to place it on your keyboard. Because I know it kind of sucks to have to, like, every single time you sit down to actually set it there. So, look at
oh my gosh.
Someone's spamming.
There are bots.
Bots. Look at this.
Caleb was right. Is that you, Caleb?
Yo, okay, that's a disqualifier. I'm done.
No.
That's a
count.
disqualifier.
That
No, somebody deleted him. Who just deleted it?
Timothy Stark deleted
Who deleted it?
Tim. Way to go,
Bots.
Tim.
We have
He's a
bots.
hound.
Disqualified. Disqualified. We got to go to 150 then.
No.
Yeah, there's cheating. There's cheating.
No. 100. Guys, 100 likes.
15 away.
If we get 100 likes, Caleb will dance.
86.
And he doesn't
What
dance.
can we talk about? Can we talk about like
86.
anything coming up with the app?
Say again?
Can we talk about anything like upcoming with the
With Immersed?
app?
Yeah, I'm trying to think what types of things.
Well, is that?
There's a lot. I mean, we could talk about a lot. I mean, honestly, there's a lot of the metaverse economy stuff we haven't really talked about that we can talk about. What others? Well, I guess maybe say the first word of it. Oh yeah.
We got something coming out this week?
Hopefully.
Yeah, talk about it.
Hey,
Talk
yeah,
about it.
let's go, Ava.
Woo!
But you gotta smash that like button though.
Yeah, smash the like button.
If we get one more like, we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
You gotta get one like.
We got one.
and we'll talk about it.
88. We'll talk about
Where's
it.
88?
Oh, it went to 86. 88.
87.
Woo! Okay.
That's him unliking it. 88.
No, I already unliked it a long time ago. I unliked our own account.
Go ahead. It's at 88. Go ahead, Ava.
Okay, so this week, hopefully, we are releasing our new quick action system, which will be a interface that lives on the inside of your wrists that replaces that kind of floating quick action thing, combines that with the current just little dial circle thing that you have here. That will be our first step in big improvements to the overall UX UI of the app.
And if you're one of the mercenaries, comment about, because they've tried it, right?
They've tried it.
They've tried it. Comment your thoughts so far.
Live videos ended.
You said what?
It's over.
No, we're
Competition's
still
over.
no,
Competition's over.
No. We're 91. 91.
No. No.
Sit down.
Sit down, bro.
It's over, and there's bots.
She said sit down.
Tim is telling you to sit down.
When we're done with
He's
this,
the producer.
Hey, we want to get Romeo's insights, I think. I think Romeo
That's
should
fine.
come.
Romeo can come in. But
Romeo.
You wanna come sit?
You are not leaving.
oh my.
No.
Goodbye.
Caleb is coming back, all right?
Yeah.
He's going to
We'll see.
dance because we're at
We'll see.
91 likes. Come on.
We're at 90. Come on.
Guys, quick. Let's get those likes to 100. I'm out. No, he's not out.
Oh, Romeo's coming.
Romeo's coming in.
Is there anything else? What else do you want to say about so someone said a pet portal. Nice.
Team swap.
A
We got
pet portal for
Romeo.
carpet and rug.
Hey guys.
So what else did you want to say? Oh, this is Romeo, by the way.
This is Romeo.
Put
Hi,
on the headset
Romeo.
and then introduce yourself.
Hey.
By the way, for context, I thought Romeo was my professor during the PhD program, but it wasn't. He was just one of the other students that was wrecking the homework and making study guides for everyone else and tutoring everyone. So I was like, all right, someday I got to hire this guy. He finally joined Immersed. So.
Thank you.
Yeah, speaking to the mic.
Thanks for the warm welcome, Renji. Well, I'm also part of this Immersed team, and as Renji just said, we've been doing together AI machine learning for years now, and well, it's been a little over a year that now I'm part of team Immersed doing computer vision and research. So happy to be here and as excited as you all are right now.
So what are your thoughts on the announcements? We can't share too much. Obviously, you tried other stuff behind the scenes, but what are your thoughts so far on the Cambria stuff that they announced today?
Well, as we've been talking about this internally, not going to spoil anything, just in case. So breathe.
Yeah.
I'm loving that we're moving towards, this mixed reality setting. That's one of my passions, Obviously, there are lots of applications of a fully, a 100% virtual space, but I think mixed reality is something that even most of the general population is not aware that what the technology is possible today, right now. So I'm very excited for the public to understand.
So what examples? So give me examples of like why a mixed reality version of Immersed is more interesting to you than a virtual reality version.
I'll speak about my very own experience. For example, I would be on a table. I'm not making this up. this is real. I would be on a table in my living room and working, and my kids are, around me, my dog, my wife maybe just gets into the house doing shopping or whatever, and I do not need to get in or out the headset. It's just very very easy to interact with people. Okay, you need this, you need that. I will stand up, open the door. Maybe I need my cell phone. I've used the technology. I've used Immersed with pass-through, and I'm very excited to try also the color mode.
Yeah, yeah.
So because I know that the experience will be even better, better.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, honestly, just the fact that you can be home, you're in your office, but you're also surrounded by your family. Like that's incredible. The fact that like you can see your kids, you can spend more time with them. It's almost like you have more time back in the day because you're using software to help augment your life.
And I love it because the choice is on me. What I mean, if I go, for example, okay, I want to do full focus to block out the same kids, the same wife. I would just go into VR. Go into an environment within Immersed. I could go to a beach. There's a 360 photo of a beach, very beautiful. I love that one, or one of the 3D environments. I love also the Alpine Lodge, and the sunset.
That's one of my favorites too.
Exactly that. So whatever I need in that moment to block everything out, or maybe to interact, to being able to hear, to see people, to touch, to pet my dog, that's possible.
100 likes. Caleb!
Hey,
Caleb! You gotta get over here. You gotta get over here.
All right,
100
guys.
likes.
We got to 100 likes.
Everyone in the comments is shouting out, let's go, Caleb.
Let's go, Caleb.
So here it is.
Where's he at?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Can you grab this camera and just like run over there?
Caleb Trees.
Come on, Caleb.
Come on,
You gotta do it for the followers, bro.
Come.
You gotta do it for the followers, just a little bit.
Come on.
This is it. This is it, guys.
You have to do it for the followers, man.
Yeah.
Caleb.
He's right
here.
here.
It is. Here it is, Caleb.
We can't see you. We can't see you.
Get in
You have to
here.
get into the field of view.
Cameraman.
You can come right by me.
Go ahead. Yeah, there you go. He's right there. Oh, I can kind of see you, I guess.
Come over here. Come over here.
You have to dance, man. Go for it. What is this? What is that?
What are you doing?
What?
It's a floating head. Whoa.
I don't know whether to be disturbed.
Is that a scarf dance? What is that? Oh my!
Caleb,
God.
come out here, man.
Caleb.
You gotta do. No. You gotta give them the full thing.
Everyone's saying in the comments, "Let's go, Caleb." They're cheering you on.
I hear Gangnam Style. So I guess that's what he's got to do.
Caleb, you're letting down our fans.
I'm watching it on the stream.
Oh gosh! All right, Caleb will dance again. That wasn't good enough. If it wasn't good enough for you, please comment right now.
Please.
Let us know
wreck
if you
Caleb.
would like, a round 2 of Caleb dancing.
And then we'll post it on TikTok. So you got to follow on TikTok, and we'll post it there.
Yeah.
How about that?
We got to get Vic's hardware reactions.
Yeah.
Well, or not hardware.
Yeah, we can't talk too much about hardware. We got to wait till 10:25 on that.
That's right. But I just reaction in general to.
Okay. Yeah.
And actually, real quick before he comes back, what Romeo was saying reminded me of another really interesting use case that I have yet to try. So this might not actually work as well as I'm thinking it will. But I was thinking way back when we were working on some things about using Immersed for cooking in full pass-through.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
If you have full pass-through and you've got your the recipe video, but then the actual recipe listed up here, the ingredients or whatever,
Yep.
and then you've got some music or something in the background and you're in full pass-through and you can see, don't do this with the knife or something.
No
Please
cutting vegetables.
No one cut their fingers off trying this.
Ava,
but that'd be fun.
I've tried using an iPad or a phone to to look up the recipe and it gets messy. It's easier.
Yeah.
If
you're making a salad,
it could fall into the
you're making
pot
a salad
or whatever.
Yeah.
Doing something that is low effort, but
So Vic, what are your thoughts on Kinect? So obviously you've tried more than we're allowed to talk about, so we can't talk too much about the hardware too deeply until 1025. But as far as everything we saw on Meta Connect, what are your thoughts so far?
I'm personally really...
Oh, by the way, real quick. So Vic is VP of Engineering here at Immersed, so just so you guys know. Background, he is boys with Elon Musk, and he... Okay, I'll give you a high level. He used to work at Magic Leap. He worked on light field lenses, displays sort of thing, tech at Magic Leap, ended up getting a job at MIT Media Lab, or was working on AR, VR stuff, hand tracking type stuff, UI, UX interactions at MIT. Also on the side, just for fun, led the Hyperloop of MIT and ended up winning the SpaceX competition. And that's when he became boys with Elon Musk and all of that. So then he got a job at like a $30 billion company as their director of engineering. And now he's working at Immersed, leading our stuff here. So go ahead.
No, I think the Meta Connect was really exciting to see the new wearable systems that they've brought on with the wrist.
Mm-hmm. The EKG stuff or whatever
exactly.
they called it, yeah.
So I think the ability to connect your headset with these wearable devices is already on your hand, can add more granularity to your experiences, like whether it's text messages or all kinds of other interactions you can enable.
So what are you looking forward to for that? You mean like just being able to like wear a pair of glasses and walk around and just like be able to do stuff without people realizing it, like it being too conspicuous?
I mean, coming from more mixed reality, I think there's this sort of magical element to kind of still being in your present world and having other digital information overlaid on the physical world. So I think
like what? Give me an example of something you would like to have.
It could be like directions. Let's say you're walking around, you want to see directions kind of on the road, or as you're walking to different location, you want to know what a certain location is.
And those some of the arcade stuff they showed, right? The glasses, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think the Ray-Ban glasses are pretty interesting. I mean, I think obviously as they improve the overall the quality of those systems. I mean, for example, like I come from Magic Leap, where we build a lot of the sensors with the light field displays that are on the headset. And I think we're still a little bit ways off from getting that to a price point where it is something that anyone can wear. Yeah. So I think what's interesting with the Meta Connect announcement with the Ray-Ban glasses is that, you know, those are probably a bit cheaper to use, and they have some more immediate utility involved for anyone. But eventually, as AR gets more and more mainstream, I think those systems become more pervasive.
Yeah, so I actually have the Ray-Ban glasses that Meta came out with last year, and to be real, it was actually really cool to try it. Like when you put it on, you pair it to your phone, you can listen to Spotify, you can take phone calls, you can take videos and then post it to Instagram pretty quickly. It was actually a pretty cool thing. And what I will also add is, before I actually purchased the glasses, I thought I could like come up with ideas of what I think glasses will be like, but until I actually had it like on my head, I didn't realize what sorts of new ideas I would actually come up with. So what I realized was getting the hardware and actually wearing it inspired me a lot more. And obviously building Immersed, like we had to, you know, Joe and I and others early on the team had to build this thing from scratch. There was nothing else like it at the time. And in order to dream up what Immersed is today, we had to take each step year by year to build what Immersed is today. And so now, fast forwarding to whatever glasses look like, honestly, I'd be really interested to see how differently the world's going to look like compared to what we think it's going to look like today, right? Meaning, as the world continues to evolve, not even just the AR, VR space with glasses and stuff, but as, you know, grocery stores evolve, right? We talk about, oh, you know, if I'm going grocery shopping, you know, what's this, a tomato? What's this, like, how much does it cost? Whatever. Instead of necessarily like the glasses overlaying information on that, like what if it turns out, well, the grocery store industry is also evolving and we don't really even walk into stores anymore? Right? Like we don't even know, is that even going to be a use case, because the world is not independent from what's going on in AR, VR space. So it'll be interesting to see how this stuff actually ends up fleshing out. But also go out and try those glasses, go buy them. Like they're actually really, really cool technology. I'm excited for when they actually get the displays in there though.
I mean, I think Mark Zuckerberg mentions like waveguides in his announcement.
Oh, your mic. He's saying
can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I think he mentions like, you know, new form factor optics in the announcement. So I think obviously getting high field of view is going to be a big challenge for AR systems, but we'll see how that rolls out the next few years as people start to have more lightweight wearable devices that it can carry on an everyday basis.
Anything according to the Quest Pro itself, though, that you saw based on what we saw there?
Yeah, I mean, I think based on that, I think definitely the pancake optics that he mentioned is really
That's actually really cool. Yeah, I'm really curious as to how it locks it in before it knows to come out of the actual lens. Like, how does it know how many times to bounce? And then that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's some kind of like they've taken everything that they had done in the past, you know, just folded the optics in a way that the optical path is sort of just really just high has high resolution. I think that plus their high resolution screens make a big difference. I mean, obviously screen resolution is a big topic in VR right now, and I think the Cambria is doing a much better job of that.
But do you know what the enabler was? Like, why is this only now possible and wasn't possible? Like, because I guess glass existed, folding, optics research existed. Like what changed in the past, so we'll say 3 years since the Quest 2 came out versus this?
Well, I think there's a lot of things around like, so there's a sort of progression from like, they call it like geometric standard optics to like more diffractive optics. So there's where you can essentially pattern like diffractive or ridges onto a pair of lenses.
Oh, I see.
I don't think that's what they're doing right now for this Quest Pro, but things are getting to a point where like you can sort of embed focal lengths inside of the lens itself, the focal distance within the lens itself. And I think as things get more thin, new things like metamaterials and nanotechnology plays a big role in that. So I think we'll see how the new pancake optics kind of compare to like the waveguide optics that other devices use.
Well, waveguide is like what, like Magic Leap?
Yes, yeah, exactly. Those are transparent optics with like a film inside. Pancakes is still a bit more traditional, but I think it's just more about the ingenuity around like how they fold.
Well, it looks like that's the new standard, right? Because previous the Quest 2 is the whole lens cup thing, right? And then now we have the pancake lenses, because it looks like the Pico 4 has the pancake lenses as well.
Exactly.
What was the other one called? The one that flips up like the Lynx also has pancake lenses. So it looks like this is kind of like the new lens cup. This is the new standard.
Exactly.
So it wouldn't surprise me if Microsoft, Google, or others, Lenovo has pancake lenses as well. It's interesting to see how this is now becoming commoditized. This is something that everyone's using, whereas historically lens cup was the thing. So I'm really interested to find out like who found out what about what in order for this to be unlocked for everyone. It's not like it's only Meta who has this, right?
No, I think pancake optics is a natural progression of where things were at before. I mean, if you looked at before with the huge convex lenses that are in your Quest, or even before, I mean, it's just a matter of kind of compressing that together. I think it's just a matter of better fabrication, more improvements, sort of like how you design the optics inside the electronics. I mean, part of it is also like controlling like sort of your IPD, right? So for example, in the new headsets coming out, you probably have like automated IPD adjustments. I think
the Pico 4 it's like electric. Like you actually like you click a button in VR and it actually moves the thing like physically based on your virtual button you're clicking. It's interesting.
Exactly.
Whereas on I guess you'll find out on the Quest Pro. I can't talk about it. Was there anything that you guys wanted to add on about all this stuff?
I would like to know Vic's opinion about we were talking previously about MR, mixed reality. I know in the same way as I am, he's a champion for this kind of stuff. And I love to see all these AI research, computer vision research on getting an object, a real life object into VR, getting an avatar, your real face into VR. So I would like to know what about you, Vic, what do you think about the future holds for this technology? Will maybe, as I'm saying, there will be a mixture between what is real, what is not real, and that would be the new standard in some way?
Yeah, I mean, I think my opinion is that I think everything's converging to more like this mixed reality, which is like you can toggle on VR when you want. If you want to go to hyper focus, if you want to super focus into VR, you can use Immersed to kind of just jump into that. But at the same time, let's say you're working at a kitchen or like some coffee table nearby, and you want to get your coffee cup, or you have something in your dining table. Just toggling between your VR to mixed reality is a big difference. So I think the ability to have control over your environment is a big sort of the factor in sort of I think dictating that experience.
Yeah, it's funny because most of you who I work with side by side in the Immersed Cafe, this whole year when I was in there, I wasn't even looking at y'all. I was in full pass through. I was in the real world with my virtual screens. I was just in the Immersed Cafe. So you saw me. I wasn't really even paying attention to you guys. I was kind of zoning everyone out just for the sake of me being able to have longer session times. And so this is actually going to be really interesting for us to learn from you guys about ultimately what are the best use cases. Like, do you still love working fully in VR? Maybe sometimes you want to be in VR, sometimes you want to be in the real world. Are you more willing to wear this headset in places that you weren't comfortable wearing the Quest 2? It'll be really interesting to see how with the whole the Quest Pro, how people start reacting to all of this. Someone said in the comments, like, this is a lot more than an iPhone. This is not something that David Boucher said that he knew. I wasn't even looking at him. I'm sure there was some of you who were just like waving your faces and stuff, your hands in my face and stuff, and I was just locked in. So it's like almost like another version of a hyper focus mode. But what was I talking about 2 seconds ago?
We're just talking about how you were in full pass through for the whole year, right? I mean, I think as people start to use the
Quest Pro
device, I think it does change your whole experience of working in mixed reality when you have Immersed open up with color pass through. I think it just changes everything. In a way, I mean, we're no longer working in pure VR anymore. And I think we're no longer a pure VR app anymore at the same time. So I think
And even from a cost standpoint, like it's interesting. Like obviously, there's a lot of the people from the consumer market world who are not very happy about the $14.99 price, but Mark Zuckerberg was very clear about this is more of an enterprise, productivity, collaborative, sort of more premium type device, right? Alluding to maybe someday they're going to have another consumer device at some point. Maybe go Google some leaks or something. But what we realize is the difference between the quality what you get with the Quest 2 versus the Quest Pro. I mean, it is night and day. Like again, I feel bad whenever I see people on my team with the Quest 2, and I'm like, I'm excited for our entire team to get Quest Pros. But what I will say is that has increased my ability to just work way more comfortably because with the Quest 2, I'd maybe my average session time is like an hour and a half to 2 hours. With the Quest Pro, I could legit do double that without any issues at all. So,
Renji, what you say is that due to the resolution, the clarity, the field of view, or it's more like they pass through the color?
I would say it's collectively all those different things. Like it's almost like the older the headset that you use Immersed in, it's almost like death by 1,000 paper cuts, right? Like it could be all these different micro inefficiencies that make my life kind of more just strenuous or kind of more stressed keeping this headset on. Whereas when a lot of those sort of smaller pain points, even incrementally, collectively make a better overall experience, it just makes it easier to work in VR. So higher resolution, better color in general, it's lighter on my head, better battery life. What else? It's pretty much in every way. Compute is better as well. Just everything's a lot more efficient. Things just run better in general on the Quest Pro. So
I would also like to know Ava's opinion about. I know you have given some thought to this mixed reality. Interacting with real world while in VR, mixing VR elements with. Which one do you think is an interesting use case that you would like to see in real life or in action, or do you? Or whatever you think would provide value to consumers, to users.
And while she answers that question, start asking questions in the comments, and we'll answer some live Q&A for what we can. Live Q&A. Start throwing questions in now.
And also for Ava, like, how would you design for mixed reality?
Okay, well, that's really interesting. So I think that I am in some ways in the minority in that I am currently more excited about VR than I am AR. And a lot of that, I think, comes from just the excitement that I have around the much more fun, playful, creative realm of opportunity within VR. I love that you can just do so much and have it be where you are truly, pun intended, immersed in something that you cannot have in the real world. I think that I'm really, really excited for more photoreal graphics to eventually become a thing for VR. I think that is just going to be unbelievable. That gets me so excited. And I'm also really excited for design to go beyond just visual and audio. When we get to the point where we have way more sensory, haptic feedback, we have smell, we have changes in temperature and air, and all these other things that right now we are just not capable of achieving with the current hardware. That level of kind of almost disassociation between reality and these virtual worlds, I think, is just going to be really powerful. That being said, I'm also really excited for just kind of the idea where you can bring people and things into your world when they are not actually there.
Like what?
Like if I wanted to, I mean, it's just kind of simple things, I guess, but like from the work side, like if there was one model of some piece of technology that your team was working on and you're working remote, for you to be able to see it and have it be as if it's actually like on the table in front of you, or for you to feel like you are in that room in a way, without it being this just totally a generated thing, but where it actually feels that photoreal thing, or you've brought into your environment. I think that's going to be really, really interesting and really valuable. And then for bringing people in, like if there's someone who can't make it to some event, can't make it to some social gathering, whatever it is, and it's like you're seeing them sitting there. I think there's something that they used in MetaConnect last year where it's like the two guys sitting and playing chess, and it's like they're in the park and there's like the avatar of the guy sitting right there. That also, I mean, obviously it's very far away, but that's pretty amazing.
Zuckerberg also showed his his fencing thing. If you looked at his Instagram, I thought that was really interesting. That like he showed almost like a real world version of what they were pitching last year, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
So we have some questions from the audience. So I know there's a couple of hardware related questions that we can't answer. So the question about link cable, power, all of that, we're not able to speak to that. When it comes to DisplayPort monitors, so I mean, just historically, even on the Quest 2, they did not allow data transfer through that for screens, and so Immersed will continue to not support that. It'll all be wireless, but we will look into what it looks like to have wired type video streaming from your laptop. We'll look into that. We just don't know how much that Meta's trying to prioritize that, so we'll see. There's a question that asks, how does the Quest Pro experience compare to the Pico 4 with pass-through? We can't talk too much to the Quest Pro. I mean, it's quite literally what you think it is. It's awesome. It's HD color pass-through is what they called it. On the Pico 4, this is interesting. They showed that they have only one HD camera front and center, whereas Cambria obviously has, you saw, stereoscopic, right? So you can even just imagine how that's very different. It's when you try it, you'll see a difference. I will say that like it feels really, really good on the Cambria or on the Quest Pro. The Pico 4, we'll have to. I'm curious to see how the Pico 4 Pro looks and how that ends up coming out. But what I will say is it's very, very comfortable on the Quest Pro. On the Pico 4, we're still getting our app finished. Like we actually got to try it last week, which was pretty cool. It was actually very, very smooth on the Pico 4. As far as pass-through features, we're still working on that. So we'll get back to that on that soon. But I would anticipate that's somewhat different because, again, it's monocular, or it's one camera on the Pico 4, whereas it's stereoscopic on the Cambria or the Quest Pro. Another question says, will you have any Quest Pro exclusive updates to Immersed? We will, so stay tuned. We can't talk too much about that, but I'm saying get a Quest Pro. It makes a huge difference.
And Renji, will you be able to answer whether or not Immersed will run in the Quest Pro since day one?
It will.
Woo. Okay.
Yeah, it will. It will. I mean, if I've been working in it for the past year, it better be ready at launch. It'll be ready at launch. So.
Do we ever mention like the quick actions we've been working on?
She alluded to a little bit. Okay. Do you want to talk more about it? Well, there's one more question. Maybe we can go to that in a second. I just want to make sure I get their questions answered. And keep asking more questions while we talk about other stuff too. So we'll maybe go for another few minutes here. But someone also asked, what is Immersed business model for making money? We don't want you going away due to lack of funding. So I guess we actually didn't talk about the metaverse economy stuff much at all today, but just at a high level, because Immersed apparently is the only VR app that people can use continuously 40 to 50 hours a week every week. And according to Meta, there just isn't even a second VR app, or let me rephrase. According to a person who works at Meta who told me there just isn't a second VR app that even does that. Immersed is starting to become somewhat of the world's first version of a true immersive type metaverse. And so we want to not only allow people to work in VR, but really to start building businesses in the metaverse and employ people in this metaverse and transact goods and services in this metaverse, essentially getting the world's economy into this metaverse, right? And so as we're starting to put different economic pillars in place, we announced that we are now partnered with Polygon on the blockchain side of things, as far as on a protocol sort of level for Immersed application, which eventually would become decentralized application. Partnered with Republic Crypto on the tokenomics side of things. Partnered with EveryRealm on the virtual real estate side of things, which I know everyone has their own thoughts on everything. But when it comes to things like digital ownership, digital currency, virtual real estate, like we believe that a lot of these digital assets will become important in a digital world. And so we're taking steps towards partnering with the tech giants in the Web3 space, specifically for putting these economic pillars in place to create the world's first sort of metaverse economy. So once a lot of that stuff is put in place, and there are not only people who are working in VR, but people who are starting to build businesses in VR to provide goods and services for the people who are using Immersed as its productivity application, Immersed will be able to essentially help facilitate those transactions. And as that ultimately scales, then that's something that Immersed can monetize longer term. As we open up something like an Immersed marketplace, as users end up putting their own sort of avatar flair, virtual decor, virtual furniture in that marketplace, Immersed is able to take a cut of transactions to essentially pour back into our community treasury and keep this metaverse running longer term. So all that to say, we realized that putting a multi-subscription model, at least for Immersed, up front was actually gatekeeping a lot of users who wanted to use a lot of the features for free and just didn't really have the budget for certain types of things, or didn't want yet another multi-subscription like a Netflix or a Hulu or whatever. And we realized that there were a lot of users who were really just dropping off because of the multi-subscription model. So we decided to instead actually allow users to just pay for what they want, meaning you get all the main functionality for free, but if you want things like additional screens, right? We would provide you with 3 screens for free. If you want 2 more screens, for example, you can pay $10 one time. As there are more and more features that we end up releasing that, some things that are not required for you to be productive in VR, we ultimately would end up allowing you to purchase that for one-time fees like $5, $10, like kind of whatever. And over the course of time, as it scales, that essentially would become Immersed business model. So hopefully that makes sense. I am also talking with additional VCs who, obviously now that AR, VR is going to start exploding, there are a ton of inbound VCs who I'm just having conversations with. So we'll see what funding looks like, but don't worry, we won't be going anywhere.
And Randy, I liked during the keynote, Mark talked about the metaverse economy, and he said things like he was open, to build interactions and partnerships with other players. He even mentioned things like your clothes could be transferred exactly between experiences. So it's like everything gets together in whatever we are planning, all this stuff that you have mentioned. So it's good to know that we're aligned with where the market is going.
Yeah, there are times where I feel like people are just watching us, and they're like, because we'll announce something, and then I find out that other companies are starting to do the same. I'm like, oh, dang, okay, well, it shows me that we are kind of on a good direction. But feel free to take a look at Immersed blog. If you go to our website, you can scroll down to the bottom and click blog, and we kind of explain a lot of these metaverse economy type concepts in the blog itself. But now we can go to the wrist dial stuff you guys were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I think, just to kind of...
It's coming out this week.
This week.
Okay.
Yeah,
so stay tuned. It's coming out this week.
So I think Ava may have alluded to this earlier, but I think, don't underestimate the power of this wrist action.
It makes a huge difference.
It's going to only improve over time as we continue to make it more customizable and add some more new features in it to almost make it your superpower in VR.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm sure you really loved that Iron Man preview that they showed, right? I don't think I see any improvement on the resolution. Seems like Quest Pro has the same resolution as Quest 2. No, the resolution is higher. They talked about how there's a 37% increase in the pixels, the PPI, so pixels per inch on the actual lenses. So, and honestly, using Immersed, screen readability is quite a bit. I would say at least 25 to 30% higher on the Quest Pro. So it makes a huge difference. Anything else? The Quest Pro is heavier than the Quest 2. This versus this. How does distribute extra weight really go make a difference in how long I can use it? To be real, it actually feels lighter. So I mean, I think it's because we actually use on the Quest 2s, we all use Elite battery packs, and so that actually is heavier. And so on the Quest Pro, it's actually lighter. So so make sure to not compare just the Quest 2 with the soft strap versus a Cambria, because the Cambria has a battery pack on the back of it. So you need to compare the Quest 2 with the Elite strap with the battery pack versus a Quest Pro. Yeah. Okay. Anything else you want to add, Ava?
No, I don't think so.
I think just the wrist interface.
Yeah, I think that just what Vic said about touching on it being customizable, that's going to be huge. This is the first version of this UI, and we've got a lot of ideas for where we're going to go with it. So we definitely want as much feedback as possible once we do get it out. But just to keep in mind that yes, this is a huge improvement, but it's also going to just get better from here, and we're not slowing down with just this change. So yeah.
One of the great challenges of a great UI is that at some point, whatever actions you perform, they just become second nature. It's just like you go your hand, move, click. Mm-hmm. You don't even think about the thing you're doing. And I believe the path you guys, the design team, is going forward is the right one. So I'm very excited for all our community to try out this feature in the next days.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I guess we can kind of end it here. Caleb, just so you know, we have 108 likes. You still owe them a dance.
Come on, Caleb.
For those of you who didn't know this part, Caleb was supposed to be doing a dance for once we hit 100 likes.
Chicken dance or regular dance?
We'll post it on TikTok later if he's not doing it now.
Thank you, Vic. It was some little wuss cop-out thing that he did before.
Yeah, let's go, Bo.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, like some scarf dance or something with the curtains.
All right. Yeah. Guys, we just we wanted to give our viewers what they asked for. And we appreciate all the likes. We appreciate all the shares. Okay, and right now, Mr. Caleb Trees. Take it away.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Wait, where is he?
He's coming. Here it is.
What is he doing?
Caleb.
Where'd he go?
Caleb.
Come on, Caleb. You better get over here, Caleb. You better give our viewers what they asked for.
At least for the immersive.
Right here. Next to Romeo.
Okay, great.
All right, here, ready? Beatbox, Renji.
Beatbox. What? Okay. Right.
Hey. Like we said, Caleb Trees does not dance, but he's doing this for you and the 100 likes and the shares. We appreciate all of you guys, and that's a wrap.
That's great. Thanks, guys.
He's gonna take down the curtain.